that button, and I believe we are now genuinely live. So today, what am I going to do? I'm going to do part 2 of my Nature's Beauty Game Jam entry. Last week we were just doing a quick environment, which we can see here, which is just a very quick level just to experiment with, but we're not going to be doing anything with this today. We are going to be doing work on the second part of this game, which is using Ultimate Fighting Engine. And this is the dark part of the game, especially for Brian. So what we want to do is go into our demos folder and open up the 2D fighter scene, and we will start from there. And we'll see what we get. Okay, so if I hit play now, I believe we will just get a basic fighter game powered by Universal Fighting Engine. And if we go into, let's say, versus, okay, that's not actually doing anything. Versus, come on, do something. From it. I guess I should put my headphones on so I have a chance of hearing what's going on. Right, I'm not getting anything here, and okay, we have an input problem. That's what's going on. Alright, so this is, I believe, a clash between the Gaia worlds, the procedural worlds stuff. Not the procedural world stuff, which is Jenna, which is a it's got an input system for the camera, which I'm not using. So I need to just bring up. Actually, I don't need that. I need Explorer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the files. The input configuration that comes with Universal Fighting Engine. This is a bit frustrating because the two systems clash, basically. Hey Aaron, good to see you. Usual start, you forgot to do something. Not you, me. Procedural Worlds Editor tooling overwrites the input system because of the camera that I don't use. So I've got to just go and grab the input system. Oh, the link in Discord goes to the wrong place, does it? Okay. That's a bit rubbish. YouTube is a bit... I can't quite figure out what's going on. I'm just fixing that. YouTube can be a bit strange like that. Let me see. Correct link. Correct link. There we go. That's better. Let's delete that. Remove, and I'll just go and do it. I announced it on Procedural Worlds as well. Thank you for letting me know. That is really helpful. Edit message. Change the link. And hit return. There we go. All right, cool. Thanks for letting me know. No, you're right, Aaron. I agree. Procedural worlds should not be overwriting the input. The only thing that they do that is outside of the editor is their camera. So why on earth they are overwriting the input, I cannot possibly tell you. But that's the only asset I have in there, I think. Alright, so where am I going? I'm going into project settings and I'm going to input assets. There we go. I'm just on the other screen here. I'm just copying the default settings across from UFE into this project. Does anybody know if I'm going to need to restart after doing this? I'm not sure I know. Input settings, there we go. Replace the file. There we go. Right, let's see if it reloads. Okay, it seemed to do something, but there was no obvious reloading there. Let's just try it and see what happens. There we go, that works. Alright, so this is just the default Universal Fighting Engine. I've not done anything with it yet. So these are all the standard characters. And I'm not going to actually play it because that's boring. What I'm going to do is start converting the characters. So originally I was going to do realistic, and then the day I started this, Procedural Worlds came out with their new Cinti asset, and I wanted to try that out, so I did, and that of course creates a whole train of purchasing because I'm a fool and can't resist, and so I bought the Polygon Fantasy Rivals pack, so I'm going to be using that. File level replacement should reload itself. Yeah, it did. It just worked. It's the old input system that is doing this. So that's why it's a problem, basically. All right. I have a thing for orcs. Some of you may know that. So I think I have to go with the orc. But if you want a vote in chat, here's the other fellas and ladies that we have. You can vote for who this fella's going to fight. In the meantime, I'm going to see if my tool that I wrote for converting Cinti assets into UFE assets works. I haven't tried it with this pack. I've only tried it with a Pirates pack. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to want to copy this into my own prefabs folder. Because I'm going to be making changes, and if I later re-import, I don't want to overwrite them. At least not accidentally. So then, in theory, I drop that in there. I need the avatar, so I'll just duplicate that. That was a C, so it's going to be at the top. No, it isn't. Come on, duplicate. There we go. And drag that across. Oh, that was... Okay, that's just silly human error. Let's create a folder for my animations. I will probably eventually put in Kobold's animations. I've started work on doing that in a different project, but it's a long, long way from complete. All right, so in theory now, I can just set the age. Let's turn his age up and give him a higher level. That just affects the number of hit points he's going to get and so on. Oh, I need a default pose for him. Since he provide default pose somewhere, a T-pose is presumably inside of the asset. Inside of the, oh, it'd be in the model, silly me. Models, okay. Is there a pose? No. Okay. He's got. I tell you what. I'll take a pose out of the Universal Fighting Engine, and we're gonna go. In fact, let's just see what happens without. I'm gonna live dangerously. No, I can't because I need it for the photographs. I'll just leave it as it is for the moment. Let's just. Oh, and I need to put the poses in. So what this thing is going to do for me is it's going to rig the character with all of the necessary colliders and things that that are needed inside of UFE. And I can't remember what I put in this poses piece. Pretty sure I don't put animation clips in there. What's it wanting? It does want an animation clip. All right, so I'm just going to leave that. No, I'm not going to leave it blank. It makes me nervous. So I'm going to go and pull something out of the mechanism bot. No, they're not the animations. Where's the animations? Probably in resources. Characters. Mechanism bot. He has a pose or she has a pose. There's a controller. There's the animation. T-pose. No, I don't want that one. I want this one they've got here. So let's just move that out of the way. Where are the poses? Okay, these are animations. Oh, let's just go with basic idle. That'll get me moving, won't it? Yeah, that'll do. Let's see what happens. All right, moment of truth. Click my convert button and see what happens. Okay, it loaded him up. It should, in theory, have taken some photos, but it doesn't appear to have done so there. So we do have an error. Oh dear. This is my code, so one is not entirely surprised. Let's see if it actually did anything to the character. Not seeing any of the animations. All right, so let's have a look at my code. UFE extensions, profile texture. That's disappointing. I was kind of hoping it would just work. It did just work with the Pirates pack, but this is the first time I've tried it outside of the Pirates pack. So it's when it's applying the pose. So it wants poses in here. So let's just try. Don't know why I've got a default pose and require poses in here. That seems like a design flaw to me. But I probably had a good reason for it that I can't remember. Let's see what happens now. I should have cleared that. Same error. Okay. All right. So that easy way of doing it isn't working. So we'll do it the hard and proper way. Yeah, it's an array error, Bill. I think it's something to do with the way I've set up the poses and reading the poses. I'm not going to try and debug my code because that's boring, right? I'm going to just set it up if I can remember how you set it up. I'm just going to... Actually, that might... No, that wasn't it. All right, I'm just going to set it up with the way they recommend it. And I'm going to have to do this from memory because I cannot for the life of me remember. But, well, there is documentation and so on, so hopefully we'll get that together. Where's the actual model? Characters, probably in there. No, that's where I was. Okay. Is it in here? There he is. Yeah. All right, so let's bring that into my scene. And let's replace the model underneath. Oh, wow. That's not easily navigated, is it? Oh, there we go. There's the model, I believe. Wow. What is this? All right, let's get rid of that. That's a crazy setup. Let's go with... Robot Kyle has a weird skeleton. Let's go with Ethan. He's fairly standard. Skeleton. Right, okay. Let's get rid of his body and glass. No, we need his... Okay, sorry, I'm not very together at the moment, am I? I was really hoping my wonderful tool would just work. So I want to get rid of that prefab because we're going to do it from the model. Delete and unpack. No, I'm not. I don't normally use 2021, so when I see buttons like that I don't understand what they are, I'm confused. Polygon, Fantasy Rivals, models. Go find the orc. Okay, they're all under the characters. Where's my orc? Characters BR. Okay, there's the orc. So let's bring that in. Ah, Brian, hello there. Come to check out how your game is going to progress. No, there's going to be no problems for you tonight, Brian. I'm working with Universal Fighting Engine tonight, unless I get time towards the end to start working on the the actual environment that they're going to fight in. But first of all, I need to set up my UFE character. Let's unpack that. I'm going to unpack that one. Oh God, I can't see unpack. Where's what? Oh yeah, it's gone underneath there. I just did it, didn't I? Okay, drop that in there, and we're going to want the skeleton. I think I can delete those now. And I think I can delete that too. Good, he's still there. Let's call him Orc. I can't spell it with a K like they did, it's just wrong. Okay, and do I need to set anything up here? I'm gonna need the correct avatar. Alright, what's we got here? It's been a long night for you, has it, Brian? Okay, well that's okay. I'm not going to give you a hard time tonight, so you're all good. I can complain. Yes, I can. Thank you for the reminder, Aaron. Brian, why does... I'm not going to complain at you. Brian, why does... why does Jenna bring an input override with it? I presume it's because of the runtime camera. Hang on, that's not Jenna though, is it? That's Gaia. That's Gaia. I have Gaia in the system. Why does Gaia have its own input manager configuration? It overrides, in this case, what I had with UFE and stops it from working. And as far as I'm aware, the only thing that you have that's runtime is the camera, and I don't want the camera. So why are you breaking my project again? Fix it, Brian. Fix it. You can blame Aaron for that because he reminded me. Hey there, Robin. Good to see you, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, take it out on Aaron, Brian. It's his fault. Oh, Bill, you got sick. No, not good. I hope you recover quickly. I'll try and entertain you a little bit. Brian, you should appreciate both Bill and I. We are both in 2 game jams at the same time now, and it's all your fault because I kind of indirectly taught Bill into having his own Nature Beauty entry as well as working on my other one for 7-day FPS. So yeah, I'll check in with Manny as well on that. I'm not sure if it is that. I don't think I've got anything else in this project that would be bringing in project settings, so I can only think it is that. But it shouldn't do it, as you say. It really shouldn't need it. Just use the default settings. It was on import though, so yes, I did set the player to none, but it was on import that it broke, as far as I'm aware. I'd have to try and reproduce to be certain though. It's one of those things that I noticed and thought, oh, why did it do? All right, okay. Yeah, we're going to blame Brian for everything. There's definitely Brian's fault for everything. He's always willing to accept responsibility regardless of what it is. All right, let's get on with this. Let's have a look at where these hitboxes are. All right, so it hasn't picked them up. Of course it hasn't picked them up because I have changed the skeleton, so why would it have picked them up? Okay, so I now have to go through all of these and select the part of the skeleton that I want it to be, and in this case I don't know which one it is, so let's have a look at the fella. I need to, this is a bit tedious, this. That's why I wrote a little application to do it for me. It's a shame it didn't work at a click of a button, but it was the first time I tested it outside of the other pack. So I'm not going to get too upset by it. And it's my code, so it was Brian's fault. Okay. Lower torso. I'll have that one down there, and I must remember to fix that. Lock it, rather. I just moved his spine. I'm really going to be breaking it if I do that. And I've locked it on the wrong piece. There we go. All right, spine 1 for the lower torso. So what this is doing is just telling UFE where to put the colliders for the combat setup. And I have done this once manually, and then lots of times by clicking a button on my awesome solution. So I hope I'm getting it right. I don't know that I am, but we will find out. So exciting, isn't it? So shoulder, elbow, hand, and then we're on to our legs. So that's lower leg? Really? Okay, yeah, I guess so. So calf. There's a lot of chat going on there. I'll have a look at it in a moment. But I assume you're keeping each other entertained, so that's good. Left foot. Let's go with the ball. Right foot. And the root. Okay. Okay, that's him done. At least that's his hitboxes done. Okay, blockable areas. I have nothing to set up in there. He's got no animation maps attached to him at the moment. Somewhere is his AI setup. Oh no, because he's not an AI character. This is a player-controlled character. That's why I wrote a system, because it was set it up for AI. In my the reason I bought this asset is because I'm going to be using it in not cutscenes exactly, because I don't know who's going to win, but it's part of the story mode in my main game. So you're not actually going to play the fighting game. You are going to have characters fighting one another within your game. But in this game, you will be fighting. So that's good. Okay, so there's my prefab. Now, can I remember how to get it into UFE? Before I do that, let's have a look what's going on in chat. Has Brian accepted responsibility yet? That's the thing. Yep, I blame Brian for forcing me to upgrade to 2021-2. He talked me into joining his game jam, and that required 2021. So did I just say 2022? Well, we're nearly there. So yep, I'm with you on that one, Bill. It's Brian's fault. Yeah, Brian, before you give Peter a hard time, let me just try and repro it just to make sure that I'm not being ridiculous and blaming other people for stuff. You're always the company I blame, so... Bill, 16 by 16, 512 meter terrain on a 32 gig rig, and it crashed Unity. Yeah, that's quite large. It's a big game for a solo developer, especially in a game jam. Hey Robin, are you a game jam regular, or is this something you... I keep telling myself I'm not going to do any more game jams, and then I get people like Brian talking me into them, and Aaron's guilty of that too. I do quite a lot. I tend to do about maybe 6 or 7 a year, and what I do with them is really just experiment with new ideas. It's what I find tends to happen if I experiment with ideas within the game that I'm writing. I get too wrapped up in them, and rather than just figuring out whether they're any good and they're worth exploring more deeply, I tend to just keep exploring them. Whereas a game jam, it forces a stopping point, and so that like really puts a time limit on the exploration, and then sometimes I'll decide to take that into my main game, and other times I'll go, yeah, it doesn't really work. Aaron seems to do the same thing. Aaron and I did one called Open Path fairly recently, and he's doing loads of work on that and really sprucing it up and turning it into what looks like is going to be an excellent game. But I'm not doing any more on that one now. He tried to talk me into doing some AI work with him, but I'm busy right now, which is also Brian's fault. So yeah, you say, Robin says he'd like to attend more jams. Yeah, I've never done a face-to-face jam, actually. I started doing them just before COVID, and it was with the Messy Coder community that we started doing them, and that was at remote, so even before COVID. But I'm an antisocial so-and-so, so doing them remote suits me nicely. Yeah, falling outside your main works does make it very difficult too. If you're not being paid to do them. Although Aaron was just leading, well, not leading, but was participating in a meta hackathon rather than game jam the other day, and there was some good prize money going with that. In fact, one of our friends over on the Messy Coder Discord won an honourable mention. I don't know if that meant he got prize money, but he got an honourable mention, which is very cool. Brian, you've never done a game jam? Okay, I'll run one just for you. Sometimes I actually do run ones that are just for me. In fact, thinking about it, the open path one that Aaron and I did was just the two of us. We set a time and a weekend and put a time limit and said, this is our game jam. We treated it like a game jam. Warspawn won? Warspawn is the person I was referring to a minute ago who got an honourable mention. Are you saying he won outright? Or he won the honourable mention? 10k, nice. Oh, that's very cool. So Warspawn got 10k for doing a meta, or otherwise known as Facebook, previously known as Facebook, I should say, hackathon using the Oculus Quest and the Wit AI, which is a voice recognition and AI system that Aaron writes the SDK for. So that is just super cool. Brian, you need to tell Adam that 10k is the minimum prize money that we're prepared to think about now. He won and got an honourable mention. Okay, so he won a category and got an honourable mention in the whole thing. That is fantastic. And first place overall was 55k. Wow. Wow, he can afford to pay for his asset addiction now. That's pretty awesome. All right, how do I get this in the game? Let's go to 2D I'm doing, aren't I? Demos, config. What's in this? Let's unlock that. UFE global config, this is what I wanted. So this is the configuration of the game as a whole, and somewhere in here there is the option to add more characters. That will be it, characters. So let's just make my life easy and remove all the ones except one. Actually, I'm going to leave 2 in so I can make sure that I've got 1 or no works. Right, and then this will be, okay, I need a definition for this character. So let's go over here to data, create UFE character file. That's what I need. So that brings up another editor. Let's put all these together. Okay, 2D fighter, that's good. And we're going to go with the orc. And let's make him. So this would have all been set up automatically. Oh, I think I've done it wrong. I think I did all that wrong earlier. Right. Yeah, I think I did that all wrong. Let's do the orc. Character prefabs. Let's drop that fella in there. And does that bring in the hitboxes? Is it going to pick them up? I'm not sure whether it has or not. Oh, let's put it into ISO. No, it hasn't. Okay. All right. I can't remember how to set this up for the life of me. Here's what I'm going to do, because I can't remember. Because I automated. This is a problem with automating things, isn't it? You forget how to actually do it. So this is my project that I've been working on. This is one of my test projects for my main game. I'm just going to hit play on here just to make sure it's working. Because in this scene, everything works. Now, I'm not controlling this. This is AI. So this is still working. And I'm still working on the AI. So that's looking good. All right, so let me try this. Let me take the orc model from, in fact, let me just import the whole thing. It's not a very big package. So let me bring that into this project and see if I can set it up from within here, because then I don't have to remember how to do it. Right. Oh, I said asset addiction. Now we're all comparing how many assets we've got that we've never used. I don't know if I want to read this thread. Where are we going? I'm going to actually 700k in prizes for the Meta Hackathon. That's right. Brian's put 10k, or rather, Procedural Worlds have put 10k in prizes. Okay, 10k to 700k. Come on, it's not comparable, Brian. It's just not good enough. Oh, Aaron, you're being very generous. So you think Meta are bigger than Procedural Worlds? Really? I don't know. I mean, Adam really builds up Procedural Worlds big time. I think he's probably up there and competing in the importance aspect, at least. No, I mean, you're right. 10k is a lot of prize for Procedural Worlds. You know I'm teasing you, Brian. 10k is actually very impressive. I don't ever enter for the prizes. In fact, there's very rarely any prizes at all. I always enter just because I need to learn. All right, I'm not going to go through and count the assets that people have. Robin, you have okay, I'm going to give you credit. Robin, you only buy things unless it's part of a bundle. Well, on the one hand, that's a great idea because it saves you a ton of money. On the other hand, those bundles don't make much money for the publishers. It does help the publishers, don't get me wrong. And, you know, we all have to be careful with our money and so on. But if you do find yourself using any of those assets in a game that you're making money off, just remember that those publishers didn't make much money off you when you bought it in a bundle. So if you do start making money out of a game, remember who helped you get there. And if you're just doing it as a hobby and you never make any money, well, that is just fine. The publishers know that happens and are perfectly happy for that to happen. Adam's letting you do a game jam, Brian. Excellent. Okay, holy moly. Yeah, plus you can't even keep up with, you can't even get close to Aaron's 1,500 assets by just going with bundles. And the other thing as well is when you go with bundles, they don't necessarily match well together, which is the main problem. But if it's a hobby and you're driving, you know, just where you can go, then yeah, that's a great approach. And it is a hobby for many of us in here. Brian, you've only used 10 assets on your 10 terabyte drive. Okay, that's worse than my addiction. That's awesome. I think that's probably the worst that I've seen. Robin says he's been at this for 9 years and never made any money. So have you got any releases out there, Robin? You should let us know. I don't think the thing will let you paste a link in, but if you want to send me something on Discord, then feel free. I would be very happy to pass it on. And if you don't know my Discord, it's in the description of most of my projects. All right, where am I going? I should have done all that when I was already importing, shouldn't I? That was really bad planning. Fantasy Rivals is what I want. I'll go find the Discord link in a moment as well. All right, that's now importing. You've not released anything yet anyway. Okay, cool. There's a guy called Sanyo in the Messy communities, Messy Coder community, who's building a black and white kind of, project. That's one of my favorite games. So come on, hurry up and finish and let me play it. All right, so that imported into here, I believe. Yes, there's my Fantasy Rivals. Right, so let's try it inside here, and I'll probably still get the same error, but let's find out. So I've got the T-pose. What do I have in here? I just have one pose in there, so that's all set up the same way. Well, let's just try it. Let's lock that. Oh, I don't need to lock that, do I? Because that's a window. Go into the prefabs, characters, orc, drop that in there, and give it the right avatar just in case it's different. I don't imagine it is. Oh, it's in a different project. I'll just leave it as it is for now, see how it goes. Convert. That is working, I believe. Still working, that's good. All right, so it does seem to work. So your black and white game is going to be good, Robin. I like to hear it. If you do it in VR, maybe you can go and get 10k off Meta at their next hackathon if they do another one. I don't know if they'll do another one. We'll have to see how much benefit they got from this one, I guess. All right, so I believe that in this game, I now have a big orc that is set up. Yep, that's got all. See, this was just the basic Cinti thing, and it's set it up with all the AI and everything now, I believe, if I remember correctly what I'd done. So let's try putting that into this game, and if it all works, I can just drag that into my the game that I'm working on, and all will be good. Where is... Those are AI instructions, characters, movesets. Where's the actual... This is my project. You'd have thought that I could find what I'm looking for, wouldn't you? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Open the editor. Go to the characters. Oh, do I need that character? I know I've got it set up to automatically deploy. So, yep, here we go. So... somewhere in here I have an orc configuration file that was generated. There it is. Drag that in instead of the able seaman and hit play. There's my orc. Oh, he's just in the scene though. He hasn't spawned in. He is left. Oh no, he hasn't left in the scene. Okay, let's do that again. All right. So he is there, but he isn't working. We have errors here. Null reference exceptions on the camera script. Okay, what's going on there? What's happening in chat? They generally do 2 a year. Really? With that kind of prize money each time? Or just 2 hackathons? Because I felt this one was a bigger deal than previous ones. Am I just imagining that, or is it just that I actually considered entering it this time around? Brian says, I've seen a hack event. They're awesome. Not that talented. Well, I don't know, actually, Brian. If you, in all honesty, if you look at what people have done for these, they're not that impressive. They are generally better than your average game jam entry. I'll give them that. But you know, look at the thing that Warspawn did. He won 10k. He got an honourable mention. What he did is impressive, but every one of us in this chat could look at what he did and goes, okay, I could have done that. I mean, he thought of it and he did it, right? So it's not quite that simple, but it's not really blow your mind clever stuff that he's done. What he's doing is using his imagination and demonstrating the kind of thing that you can do with this tooling. That's the value of what he did. It's not really in the quality of what he did. At least that's my take on it anyway. Bill's got a bed. Yeah, you should do if you're not well. Yeah, go to bed, rest up, get on with the jam tomorrow. I see I've got a big pull request from you that I've got to merge, so I'll get that in soon. Sleep well. Aaron, I could still convert Starpath into a PW game jam. Oh, you're still thinking about doing that, are you? It's worth it. You should do. F8 gave out the same level of prize money. Really? F8 gave out another 700k. Interesting. I'm going to have to create a dummy Facebook account so that I can think about entering. I don't know. I don't want the pressure of having to try and win money. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love the money, but all right, debugging. Let's have a look. What is going on? What is missing? Okay, it's come up on the other screen. Let's bring that over there. Got too many screens in here. Oh, Aaron, I bought a Stream Deck. Man, it is amazing. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and now I wish I bought the 32 button one. Play basic moves. So that implies it hasn't got any moves in there. Basic moves, idle name. Yeah, that's implying there's no moves. Now the moves are, they are the kind of set of moves that the character is allowed to make. And I have a bunch of move sets here, but I'm not sure why there wasn't one applied to the character. So let me just move him into where he should be. If I can remember where he was, I might be able to find him. No, I'm looking in entirely the wrong place. Pre-farms characters, fantasy rivals, orc. Where's the orc? There's the orc. All right. So grab him and drop him over here. And then let's have a look at him. Oh, I want the configuration file as well. So I'll drop that over here. Big orc. Oh, it was already in there. So I'll delete one of those. Okay, open the character editor. Okay, these are all okay. And it was the moveset, so it has no movesets. So if I just drop a moveset in there, and I guess I should give him the right. Oh, I mean, again, same thing. I'm in the wrong project for that, aren't I? I'll worry about that later. See if I can just get something approximately working. So where do I put the news stance entry? News stance. So I thought there was a create empty stance file. No, that's not what I wanted. That's created a new file, hasn't it? Created something over here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Ah, that's right. I have to type the resource path in. I'm not sure why. but I do. So we'll go with default stance 1. And that is going to be resources, move sets. I think that's what we want. Let's try loading it. Yep, we've got moves. All right, so let's hit play. All right, so I need to have my script as a default set. Hey, look at that. Our orc is fighting. He's a bit of a coward. Oh, he's on the default set, that's why. So this is one of the defaults that comes in with UFE. And so it doesn't match this AI. Let me give him a different moveset, one that should match that AI. So I need to go back to my characters again, go find the orc again. He's in here somewhere. There he is. Open that. I should dock this so that I can find it again easily. And move sets. Let's replace that move set with that one. This is mine. But this one uses... That's right, it's going to work in this project. It uses the Kobold set, and it's a long way from complete yet. But it will work against that other AI.
Round 1. Fight!
Yay, they're fighting. Come on, Orc, you're bigger than him. Come on, hit him. Stop being so defensive. Oh, come on. He's a coward, this Orc. I thought orcs were supposed to be tough. Hit him! So I do need to do some work on the AI, but that's okay because we're gonna be controlling the character eventually. Wow, he really is a coward. This is not a very exciting fight, is it? Oh, there we go. Backed him into a corner, and now he wants to fight. He's just constantly going into defense. That switch backwards is going into a defensive stance. So he needs to be going closer. That's what the problem there is. Let's see if I can improve that a little bit here before I try and put it into the other set. And characters. I should really remember the name of the damn thing, and then I can just find it straight away. Orc. There it is, over here, and then it's in his AI instructions. Oh, that's why he's got. I changed the moveset, but I didn't change the AI. That's what it was. So I need to go over here, and let's make him default aggressive. Actually, that should be. Oh no, that's already set up with the right ones. Ah, so it didn't set the moveset, but it did set up the AI instructions. So let's remove his defense instructions. So my script works fairly well. It's only the moveset that it's missing, and some setup that I had in that other project that I don't know about.
One.
Well, let's see. He now doesn't have a defensive moveset. He's definitely been more aggressive, but he's not moving close enough, is he? Okay, well you saw it worked alright with the other characters. I'm just wondering why that is. Turn his gizmos on. Okay, the hitboxes and everything all look fine. Okay, is the music on that too loud? I have no idea what the balance is between the two. I can do that to make sure. Alright, let's have a look while they're deciding how to muck about with each other. Oh dear, Aaron started on his hard drive woes. He's had a nasty sort of time of it recently with dying machines. Oh, Brian, your graphics card's dying. Oh dear. My daughter's looks like it's on the last line as well. Bad news. All of us who are burning out our graphics cards. Or SSDs in Aaron's case. Yeah, okay. Loads of bitching about bad hardware. Totally agree. The music was a little too loud, but not too much. That's all right. I've put it on mute now anyway, so we're good. Animals are really jumpy. Yeah, they are. And that's just in progress work, that. So ignore all that. This is my part of my main project, and it's very much in progress. In the game jam stuff, I'm going to be using the animations that come in with UFE. So that's that's fine. I have no problem with that. All right, so let's get rid of this orc configuration. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag. Now I've got it set up and working in the other project. I'm just going to drop those into here. So I'm getting rid of the one that I tried to do in this project. I'm not sure what it is that was wrong with that setup, but rather than debugging it whilst I'm streaming, I am going to copy them in. I'm just looking for it on my other screen, so I can drag it in. And there is the prefab. And then I need the character description or character asset. There we go. If I highlight that. Yep, that seems to have brought everything in. Moveset is missing, so I need to bring that in. And the AI is missing, but I'm going to use the default AI from UFE, so that's fine. Let's go find those. Let's go with mix-up. And then I'll use the movesets from here too. Let's go with probably Mike. I've no idea what these look like. I'm just picking Mike for the sake of it. How's Mike set up? Just copy that. And he's using mix-up, so we're good. And go up here. And paste it in. New state, stance entry. Paste that in. Let's make sure it loads. Looking good. What happens if I hit play? Oh, hang on, no, it's not going to work because I haven't put it into the scene game description yet. It shouldn't be in there. Where is it? Demos. There it is. Let's put that into my... Actually, let's leave it there because I'm not sure I'm going to change it in the actual configuration. So if that made any sense to anybody, well done. Okay, this is good. This is good. So we're going to leave Robot Kyle in, and we're going to replace Susan with my orc. And then we're going to hit play. Now, I don't think we have any profile pictures, so we're not going to see him in the UI, but he should still be there. We should still be able to click on him. Let's go to versus. Let's go player versus CPU. We have an error down there. That might be the lack of portrait. Oh, really? Yeah, because that's going to be updating. Let's go to the first one. Profile picture. Yeah, it's because it has no pictures. So let's go fix that. Let's just pick something. Doesn't matter what. Oh, look at that. I wonder where they come from, Brian. And I'm going to need to give him a small one. Just any old thing will do just fine for now. Okay, hit play. What's happening in chat? Yeah, he is an Urukai for sure. Yeah. No, it's not anything to do with the animations or the sluggishness. It's the stage of development of that work. This is the one we should be looking at. So we need player 1 to be that fella, player 2 to be that fella. So I'm controlling the orc. I have no idea what the control keys are. I don't think I've ever played this. So let's see. down there. So something isn't quite set up. We're getting nearer, but something's not quite set up right. Probably want to figure out how to mute the audio too. Come on. I appear not to have control here. There we go. Brian, you got meetings at 8 a.m. You got to get some sleep, man. Have a good night. We will. Yeah, I'll try and get something into the working project. I'm at progress. I'm only doing one night a week on this until the 7-day FPS is done. So I'm not going to have much to show until probably next weekend. So I'll see if I can submit something, but I'm not pressuring myself. I know you want visibility, but I'll just make some noise about it. All right, where am I going? I had a error. Where's the error gone? Maybe I was just too impatient there. Let me, before I move on, let me remove the music, if I can figure out how to do that. Let me copy the scenes over because I'm getting lost in all of this. Let's just create my own scenes over here, and then I don't lose them. I'm just copying these over, and let's open up the editor and make sure I still have the scene. I think it's called a stage. Stages, there we go. Scene file. Okay, so it has this weird mix. So up here you can drop the prefab in, and down here you have to have a path to it. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's open that. Let's not save the other version. I probably want to rename this. Nature's Beauty. Beauty is one of those words that I have never learnt to spell. It has always caused me problems, and I don't know why. I moved the wrong Nature's Beauty over, I think, because anyway, doesn't matter. Let's hit play, see if we get anything this time. I've not changed anything other than copied the thing over, and I didn't kill the music, but we're on mute, so we're all right. Player versus CPU. Player is going to be that. CPU is going to be that. Let's try the prefab version of it. Okay, no, I definitely have an error down there. So why did I not have an error when I stopped it before? I've clicked stop. I'll not click anything again. Good. Okay, got plenty of errors here. This is moveset script. And that implies... Oh, I wonder if I actually... Did I update the configuration of the characters? I think I did. Characters... Yeah, they're both there. So let's check he's got a moveset. Should have, because I never took this one. I touched this one, but yep, he's looking okay. And then go to my orc again. Let's close that, because I don't know if that was actually the one that I loaded. Yeah, he's got moves as well. So I wonder why it's complaining about the move set. It's probably something different. Hey, early gamer. Good to see you. Having a little bit of a problem at the moment. Oh, that might be it. I've just seen there's a missing avatar, but we are making some progress. I am learning UFE live on stream. Just trying to get it done. We've had our orc kind of fighting, but it's not in the project that I'm actually working on. So we're just trying to bring it into the Game Jam project now. To see if we can get the fellow working. Alright, we still have errors there, so it wasn't just that. That was a problem. I'm sure that we do need an avatar on our character. You'll be coming in and out while watching Substance Designer tutorials. Robin, you're a brave person. I have not yet delved into that aspect of game making. I'm not an artist kind of person, so I'm hoping I can avoid it for a long time. All right, let's have a look at the actual error we're getting. Let's look at the very first one. Those are all boring warnings. There's a lot of boring warnings here. Where are they coming from? Oh, yeah, they come from UFE. Okay, let's hide all those. What's happening in this error? So hitboxes script must be missing. Actually, where's that being configured? Presumably there's a get component in here somewhere. Yep. So we don't have a hitbox script on our orc. That would appear to be the problem. Let's have a look. I don't know whether to... I'll just drag it off the screen and come back to it. Action Jackson. I think that might be a cultural reference I don't get. I'm not sure what Action Jackson is. Okay, Robin. Yeah, I got it though. Yeah, whatever it means, you're right. I got it. I'm not sure when I'll have got it, but I have got it. So what was it? I needed a hitbox script. Hitbox script. Right, but that is that. Okay, so I don't want two, do I? Ah! Hold the button. Remove. So why is it not finding it? That must be on the other character then. Which is weird, because the other character I don't believe I've touched. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? I must have touched it because I've not seen, so far, I've not seen any breaking bugs in UFE at all. A few little niggly bugs, some UI bugs, but I haven't seen any breaking bugs anywhere, which is good. Okay, no errors when it's starting up. That's good. Player versus, let's just, no, player versus CPU. Okay, hitbox's script is indeed null. So, what are we looking at here? That is my orc. Very strange. In the awake. Is there anywhere else where it's set in it? No. And it's in the move set script. Robin, you got ZBrush, Mayor, Marvelous Designer, Topical. Oh my gosh. You got a whole load. Tell me about Marvelous Designer. My wife kind of likes the idea of mucking about with something like Marvelous Designer. She's not experienced in this stuff, but she in games specifically, but she is experienced in kind of graphic design and things like that. So tell me about Marvelous Designer. Is it something that I might think about buying her for Christmas? All right, hitbox script. Why are we not getting the hitbox script? Let's find out. So that must be the other character. No, that's this character. Well, that's weird. And that's still coming back null. Okay. This is strange. Oh, this is going to be on is this going to be on each of the individual? This is in the moveset script. Is it going to be on each of the individual moves, perhaps? Let's just try something here. What do you want to know? Does she want to do animation? No, it's Marvelous Designer is the one for designing clothes, right? But that's what I'm thinking. If I've got the wrong product, then well, I've got the wrong product. But she does have a degree in animation, or drawing animation, not computer animation. Or I don't know if it's a degree in it or whether it's a component of the degree she did. It is a clothing simulation software that produces mesh that simulates fabric very close to reality. Yeah, that sounds like the thing. So it does more than simulate the cloth, though, doesn't it? Isn't it a you can design the clothes in it as well? Okay, I'm trying to figure out where these move scripts are coming from. Right, I'm going to play it, and I'm not going to put my orc in, so I can have a look at how the spawned in things are created. So let's do CPU by CPU, and let's put them both in as the dudes, the robots. All right, that all worked fine. So let's minimize this. All right. So how is this all set up? Player 1, player 2, Robot Kyle. They should both be the same, I presume. So are all the scripts on the route? I nearly said route there. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, so it's got moveset scripts, but only one. So why was I seeing so many with the other one, I wonder? Okay, so let's try doing that with an orc. Let's just take that off. Play focused. Let's see, chat. Aaron, you've thought about picking it up too, yeah. I think, honestly, I keep thinking about it because of the chat that I see about CC3 clothes being really expensive and so on. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want CC3 if I'm not going to be able to get clothes. So I'm kind of hoping that my wife will pick it up and make me loads of clothes. It does let you create patterns to some degree, fit the clothes to the model properly, okay. Generally speaking, want to sculpt on top of it. Oh, all right, well, she is learning to model as well at the moment. She's making me some cats for the 7-day FPS because somebody, Aaron, promised me some as part of their art month, but then reneged. Oh, I love having a mic and nobody else having it. It's great. I can insult everybody. No, you do know I'm joking, Aaron, right? Just to make sure. You want Substance Designer or Painter or both to texture it. Oh, okay, so it's not just not just Marvelous Designer. You need a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's do the same thing, but this time do it with my orc and see what the difference is. Aaron, you do have time left, but I'd start on the dog if I were you, because my wife is working on the cats right now. But I figured you're not going to do it. I figured you're busy with your open path thing, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. Oh, clicking on the wrong things. But if you do it, I will use them. All right. Oh, there's a bit of a size mismatch. Okay, so he is working, but my orc isn't. So let's have a look at the orc. I have a moveset script, but there is no hitbox script. But there was when I looked at the prefab, right? Here's a prefab. There isn't. Yes, there is. There it is. It's just collapsed. All right. So is that actually the prefab I'm using then? Or is something stripping it at runtime? Let's have a look at the prefab first. So bring this down. Characters. That is the correct character. Let's just check. Oh, hang on. No, that's the... that is the... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm mad. That is this. The character model is in here. I bet I've got the wrong model here. I have. We found it. Stupid user error. I'm not calling myself stupid. I'm saying the error is stupid. But, you know, if it amuses you more to think of me as stupid, that's fine. Given I slag everybody else off, why not slag me off too? Stupid user error. All right. I think we may make some progress here. Let's make it bigger just in case. So I want to be that guy and he wants to be that guy. Oh, we're making progress. I have a problem in that I don't know what the controls are. Oh, here we go. Controls. That helps. WASD. Not sure what's going on there. That seems a bit unfair. I think that's just a loop. Having said there's no errors, I think or bugs, I think I've just found a bug. But WASD, TG, Y. Oh, that's far too much to remember. Okay, so I'm not actually able to move, but we are making progress, right? Oh, I did do that jump, I think. Yeah, I'm able to jump. All right, it's a start. And I am moving forward if he'll just stop hitting me. I am moving forward. So we've got no animations and I've got some very slow movement going on. All right, and the scale looks right as well, doesn't it? Okay, so you're happy with more happy with the animations there, Aaron? Not on the orc, obviously. They're a little bit stiff on the orc. But you can see there's a lot more fluidity in the default ones. So I've got a lot to do on those Kobold ones that we were looking at before. But it's a start. All right, so you didn't see anything in CC4 that made you want to upgrade. Okay, well, I haven't bought CC3, so that's fine by me. But I see that Robin feels that CC4 is pretty good. It could read, probably won't still happen. Well, it's not November, and November was your art month, and I'm pretty certain it's not going to happen. You're having way too much fun with your open path thing, and you should carry on with that because it looks awesome. I'm happy with my little boxes in the 7-day FPS thing, so no worries. Marmoset is good too. You can PBR texture. I haven't heard of Marmoset. Interactive turntables within Marmoset, that is. Cool. Oh, Aaron stepped away. Great. All right, so I'm getting there with my orc, but there is no animations happening. So let's have a look at the data for this fella. And we've got our move sets here. We have the right character controller, avatar rather. I wonder if the animations are broken for this character. Let's have a look. Actually, I don't know where the animations are that I'm using, do I? So let's go find those. Load the file. Alright, and then if I open this up, everything is a scripted object inside of this. Animations. Alright, let's find just any odd animation, I guess, because they're all going to come from the same place eventually. Okay, so let's try these animations with my orc. Where are we? We're in Mic, Animations, Shared Assets. So let's close some of these down so we don't get confused. But not that far. Shared Assets, there we go. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Oh, I've still got my animation open. I have not, so I need my animation. Mike, let's go with idle standing. Come on. Okay, and then give him a model. That's disappointing. That's my problem. The animations don't work with this character. How is that the case, though? This is a Cinti model. Why is that not working? The animation must be humanoid, right? Interesting. Yep, it's humanoid, all right. No problem there. Okay, what am I missing, chat? I'm missing something obvious, I believe. Let's put him in the scene. Don't know why I'm moving him around, doesn't really matter. He has an animation controller, he's got the right avatar. Don't believe we need a controller, but maybe we do. But we shouldn't do just to play it in the scene, though. That should just work. What am I missing? Let's just go without my configuration. Let's just try it with just the model from the fantasy pack. Okay, is that actually? Yeah. Alright, so it's not working. That's confusing me. Yeah, you don't need a controller though, do you, Aaron, to just run it in the scene here? Because you can just drop a model in here and it'll work. You're missing some 80s music, Richard. I've probably got an 80s music pack somewhere, but I'm not going to torture you with it. I put Spotify on earlier on, you know, the automatic play, and once again, my youngest child had put Rick Astley on. It seems to be that joke has been running for a very, very long time. I made the mistake of allowing her to play Spotify on my Spotify account on her machine, and so now she often puts Rick Astley on for me. You do need a controller, really? I've spent all this time thinking you don't need a controller. I must have just always had one. I find that really quite amazing. All right, so where is the model? I'm gonna trust you and just do it because, well, I won't be at all surprised if you are 100% correct. I cannot, however, find any of the controllers that the UFE models are using. Are they in resources? Seems to Strange place to put them, but alright, well, I'll find my way to here, won't I? Oh, look at this. Are they all using... Nope, that one does have a controller on it. Alright, so let's take that controller. Let's make a copy of that. And let's put that on my orc. Okay. I did check while you were away that they were all humanoid. Should be able, yeah. Okay, so yes, in Animation Pro, you should be able to drop the model in. No, you don't need a controller for the preview, but you do for the scene. Yeah, that was my understanding, and it isn't working in the preview. Maybe you'd stepped away at that point. Preview just needs a humanoid FPX. Yep, that was my thinking too. And I've put a controller in now, but the weird thing is that with this Cinti model, and it is, I presume, just a standard Cinti model, if I go take an animation, let's say hit standing, let's use my model, drop that in there, which is actually the prefab, but same difference for this purpose, and I'm getting nothing. I'm going to try it in the scene since I've put a control on, just because I can, while I wait for the stream lag to catch up. And let's try do CPU versus CPU so I don't have to do anything. Oh, the fella in the middle was left behind by me. Yep, see, he's not working. The fella in the middle shouldn't be working, but this one should be. He is pretty tough, though. I mean, he's taking it, isn't he? Getting hit by a chunk of metal. Look at that! He managed to knock him out without moving. Yeah, I believe they are. A humanoid, that is. Let me go back a little bit in the chat, see if there's any other suggestions. The motion simulations from animations in Marvelous Designer is janky as heck. Oh, okay. But the cloth is good. Okay, and the sim is pretty usable by default. That's cool. I might think about getting that for my wife then. Let's see. I'll do some probing questions over the next couple of weeks. Also assuming the preview animation is humanoid as well. Yeah, so I believe it is. Let me just check the model. Let me just try a different one. We know that Ethan is humanoid, and these are the animations with Ethan. That is all working lovely. Let's drop in my orc. Oh, look at that. That's what you get for making assumptions, isn't it? Mike is generic, not humanoid. That is frustrating. Not a problem. I'm just frustrated that I didn't see it. All right, so let's use the Ethan model then, the Ethan setup. So we're going to close Mike down. He must be from a very old version of this. So thanks for forcing me to check, Yolan. I had just assumed that it was a humanoid because it looked humanoid. Assumption is bad. Assumption is always bad. Sorry, I'm going backwards and forwards here while I try and think a way of getting out the fact that I missed it. Characters, there we go, that's what we're after. No, it's not. Okay, I don't know where the definitions are. Ethan 3D, no, we don't want Ethan 3D. That'll be him, yep. So let's bring that down on the screen where you can see it. So we want, so he has 2 move sets. So let's put those both in. It's the same, except it's 1 and 2. Okay. So we're going to go to our data. We're going to highlight that. We're going to replace the first one. And then we're going to create a new stance entry. And then we're going to replace that and call it 2. And then we're going to want to go to our AI instructions. And we'll use the same AI instructions. It shouldn't really matter. But let's not take a risk. just realized, yeah, I did use the right one. I was just checking that I'd used the 2D character. The 3D stuff looks pretty good as well, but I find that it gets a little bit confused sometimes. So I don't want to, I'm sure if I figure it out, or you know, if I work with it more, I'll figure it out. Because I've seen some good games that use the 3D, but I don't have the time in this game jam. So I'm just going with the 2D, which is not actually 2D. It uses 3D models. And then does it side on, so it appears 2D. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean mix up, I meant rush down. So I'm just copying in the same setup that it had for Ethan. Just on the off chance that there's something between those. Dependencies between those. Okay, what we got going in chat? So Robin's saying all round marvelous designer, that the cloth is good. So so that's good. So this is on CPU at the moment. We will. Oh, I forgot to take the orc out the middle again. Let's go delete that. That one. Okay, we have animations. And we have an orc fighting back. Let's maximize. Let's see what it looks like. I've got the debug stuff on. I can turn that off in a minute. All right, so the idea of the game is that you wander around in a nice pretty area that's built with Jenna and procedural worlds and stuff, and you go and capture people with a magic camera and bring them back to fight your champions. And the goal is to just keep finding the more and more powerful champions. Excellent. It appears to be working. Robin, you got UFE source 2 at 90%. Yeah, I did too. It was one of the very first ones, and their systems completely crashed, so I don't know how many they actually sold at 90% off. I suspect it was rather a lot. But that's cool. Thinking of using it to create creature battles. That's exactly what I'm using it for in my game. I've got an initial test going with it. I might actually use these animations, you know, they're not that bad. It's taken me a long time to kind of wire up the Kubo ones, and they do look a lot better, but I don't know, this isn't that bad, is it? Yeah, so Aaron, you got it 90% too. Excellent. So that's 3 of us just in this stream. And there's only 4 of us here, according to the stats in front of me. Well, 5 if you count me. All right, good. So that is working. Let's do another character. Let's see if I can do it with my scripts in here. Now that we've kind of figured that out, let's remember to delete him. Let's see if my scripts will work. So it's supposed to take a profile picture of them. It didn't do that, did it? It was a bit of a shame. All right, so where are we going? We're going to need some animations. So let's give him a basic standing idle. I don't know why we need a pose, but I wrote the code. And so not idle, let's find. I think the pose is for when they take the photo, if I remember rightly. I probably actually put a tooltip on it. I wonder. I'm a bit obsessive. I'm a bit obsessive about putting tooltips on for precisely this purpose. A set of poses that can be used to create character portraits. There you go, I was right. I actually did something useful. A standard T or A pose that's used to reset the character after posing for a portrait. So I don't want idle. I want T pose. There's one. Okay, good. That actually makes sense, reading your own documentation. All right, so now I need to go find a character. Who should I do? While you're doing this, there's a list here on the screen on the bottom left. Who should the orc fight? And I shall look at what's been happening in chat. Robin Huddle says, that's a good game jam idea. Yeah, I like it as an idea. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. The idea of wandering around and taking photos of pretty areas. The extension area is that when you take the photo, it captures the character, and you can take the character back, but it also rips out a section of the vegetation and so on in that area. So it's you're gonna increasingly be making the environment more and more desolate by taking more and more characters out of the area. So as I say in the game down in the project description, it's something like take a beautiful walk in the nature or whatever, and with the occasional exploration of the dark psyche of the human mind, which is a very overblown description of what I'm actually doing, but you know, why not be overblown? It's fun. Robotic transforming animals from the 90s is what you want fighting. All right, go for it, Aaron. With the asset store sharks. Yes, that's right, we are. Richard, you feel left out. That means you didn't get Universal Fighting Engine. Come on. Go buy it now. It's only $500. Is it worth $500? No. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Is it worth $500? Yes, there's a lot of work in it. It's a quality product. It seems to work really well. If you're going to create a Universal Fighting Engine game, if you're going to create a real game, $500 for the start it gives you is nothing, absolutely nothing. You can, of course, get the cheaper versions that don't give you the source, but you wouldn't have been able to debug as easily as I did a moment ago. So, is it worth $500? Yeah, if you're going to release a game with it, absolutely. Is it worth $500 as a hobbyist? No. But, you know, if you're a hobbyist, then there's plenty of other things out there that you can play with. Is it worth $500 if you're a programmer? Yes, you definitely get more than $500 worth of your time out of it. No question. Will you save this live? And will you share the script? The script for... So will I save this live? And hi, Pete Joy. Welcome. Will I save this live? Yes, I do try to edit them down into something useful without all the chat and all of the errors and things. I'm actually one stream behind at the moment. I haven't done last week's yet, so I'm not promising anything, but that is my intent. Will I share the script? If you mean this script, yes, I will. It's only going to be useful to you if you've got UFE. But the script, there is very little scripting in the game itself at the moment. The camera tooling that I'm going to use is open source anyway. It's not one of mine. How much actual code am I going to write? I don't think there's going to be a lot of code in this one, to be honest. I've deliberately designed it because to be easy, because I don't have a lot of time. I'm actually doing a different game jam at the moment. So if there's anything useful from it, sure, I'll do it. Okay, Slayer or Troll, Richard is saying. Yep, excellent. Yeah, I think I just got to where I was Monday night. Oh, you mean in resetting your machine up? Excellent. Well done. Problem is, yeah, you don't want to spend 500 on it if you're not making a game. That's for sure. So Slayer or Troll? Okay. Let's have a look at those two. Where is it? Here it is. Characters. Slayer. He's pretty cool. And Troll. Troll's too much like the orc, I think. I think Slayer is sufficiently different. So I'm going to make a call and go for Slayer. Alright, so let's drop him in there as a copy. And go over here, drop that in there. Let's make him nice and young. This age and level affects the hit points. Avatar, that's going to be the same avatar. One of the beautiful things about Cincy is they don't muck about with lots of different avatars. I believe I am good. Let's see. Oh, I have my error, the same one. Could not find a path. Okay, that's all right. I can fix that quick and easy. It's looking for resources, characters. Okay. I think that's a good sign. I think it means that whatever was going wrong before has been fixed, and I don't know what it was. Resources. But if I go back to the video, I will probably be able to see what it was. So I'll keep my eye open for that. Let's try it. Was it characters? It was, wasn't it? With the plural. Still there at the bottom. Yes, characters. Convert. Did that convert? No. Oh, I've hard-coded the path to be with the name of the project that I wrote it in. Excuse me. Quality coding. That's what that is. Hard coding paths. Really good programming practice. You should all learn from me. Wherever I must have at least put it in a variable. I did. Okay. Nature's beauty. Marvel at my quality. I didn't put it in a variable. This is a work in progress. I will forgive myself. All right, let's try one more time. Convert. Oh. What? Still says fight. Is that a different place? Oh, come on. Seriously, I can't have put it in two different places, can I? Surely not. Come on, open. Come on. I'm confused as to why the error is coming from there. Okay, let's just do a search for _fight. Oh, there it is. Look. It's in more places than one. So I did do a character for the folder path. I mean, what's it called? A variable. Nature's. Again, I don't know if you're watching, but every time I say type beauty, I have to think really carefully about how to spell it. I really cannot spell it. Oh, look at this. This is awful. Who wrote this code? Man. This is one of the problems of not sharing your code. You don't actually pay attention to shortcuts like that, and then you go and do a live stream and you have to show the world how awful your code is before you've gone and done the necessary refactoring. Oh, wrong button. It'll be back in control in a moment. Convert is what I want. Okay, did that work? Let's have a look. Resources, resources, characters. I have it, and I have the images for him too. This is looking good. Let's put him in the game. And where is the... There is the thing. And let's close that for now. Open the editor. Oh, movesets. Let's go. I'm gonna need to check that he got a moveset because the other one didn't, did it? Right, where's the characters? Here's the characters. So let's replace Robot Kyle. Oh, my data for that fella is there. So let's put him in there, and he's in the same place. The data for this fella is there. Let's have a look, see if we've got a moveset. Not a very good photo of him, but it'll do. It's better than a red splodge, right? Yeah, he doesn't have movesets, so that is something I need to fix. So give him a moveset. Let's give him... I'll give him the same one as this one, because I know it works. new stance entry, and that is going to be 2. So the move sets just tell the AI what moves he's allowed to do. And I did put him in here. That's good. I'm also going to go to deployment options. No, is it deployment? Yeah. Go to there. And I can actually drag these into here. Set them both to CPU, and it'll now just automatically go into a fight with CPU controlling them, so I don't have to go and manually click buttons and do stuff. I just found it. Oh, okay, so I do. Not sure why that is. I thought this. I maybe have changed it in the wrong place. I don't know. Yeah, I've been changing the wrong setup, because my Slayer is not in here. Oh, and I've got 3 leftovers there from the crashes, not the crashes, but the mistakes. Yep, I'm using the wrong config. I just happened. That's how I ended up with the wrong orc in it then. That makes sense. This is what happens when you don't rename files, you see. Trying to go fast and making silly mistakes. So I go to there and I drag that into there, and now when I hit play, I believe it will work. It says loading, but that doesn't look right. I've got an error here. Okay, let me take it off this automatic thing and try. That might be something to do with that. So let's eliminate that first. Or it might be something to do with the character that I just created. Versus CPU versus CPU. Okay, something to do with the character I just created. Or maybe this configuration is broken. Let's have a look. Variable profile picture big. That's interesting. Not that one. Slayer character. Oh, it didn't assign them. There's the small. There's the large. Not sure why it didn't assign them, but it didn't. Okay. This is CPU. There we go. Whoops. Make it full screen. And in theory, we now have, look at that, high quality portrait. In theory, we now have Slayer versus Orc. In practice, we have an error. So let's go check what that is. Okay, so it's not finding one of the AI instructions for the Slayer. So that was one of the things that was set up by my script. Let's have a look at the AI. That's because there aren't any in there. I thought I'd set them up in that thing, but no. Okay, so let's go find AI instructions for Robot Kyle. Let's give him, the other one was rush down, so let's give this fella mix down. So it's going to be aggressive, or mix up rather, balanced and defensive. Aggressive, balanced, defensive. Okay, let's try that. Let's put it into play maximized. And the moment of truth, I forgot to put it into the auto setup thing. But that's okay. We can. Okay, is it going to work? It is. We have Slayer versus Orc. Ooh, bounced off the wall. That's pretty nasty, isn't it? Actually, there's no wall there. What was he bouncing off? Maybe that's one of his specials. He kind of pulls him back in or something. So I need to pull the camera back, don't I? That's definitely true. These fellas are a lot bigger than the other guys, I think. So that is how easy it is. I mean, all right, it might have looked a little bit difficult because of all the errors. Wow, 5-hit combo. But actually, it's super simple, and that most of the work is done by that script. Although it forgot to add some of the things on, like the AI and stuff. It does all of the hitboxes and all of that kind of stuff, which is a lot of tedious dragging and so on. It is only being tested with the Cinti models. I did that because there are so many Cinti models to work with. It's an endless number of things. But this is looking okay. So, question to you in chat. What should I do next? Should I wire up a few more characters and then have them fight? Or maybe at least one more, make sure it's all working well. Or should I create the arena in which they're going to fight? Or should I put these characters into the world that we made last week and throw in a character controller and go looking for them? If anybody is still paying attention, I will do whatever you ask me to do. Because I've got to do all three for the game jam anyway, so I'm going to turn the sound on for a little while, just see what we've got. Alright, I'll mute the audio again. Okay, so Aaron, don't know if you can see the link. Battle Beast was a game from 1995. Oh, it didn't come through, Aaron. I thought I'd made you an admin on this. It didn't come through. But you say you've posted it onto Discord. So there it is. Alright, so let's paste that in for you. Battle Beast was so was this another of your favourite games as you were growing up? Are you going to say we should do a game jam on it? Oh, we've got a fight on our hands. What? Aaron wants to see the creation of the arena, and Robin wants to see me put it into the world with a controller. Oh, is there a third person to break the deadlock? Otherwise, I'll have to make a call. Robin, you say that the song will get repetitive. It will. You are absolutely right. And he's going to get a headache with his head in the wall like that. I hope I will find time. I've been playing around with Fmod and doing dynamic music, and so my intention is to throw music in that will get more and more intense as the characters lose health and so on. Don't know whether I'll get there. I'm not going to have a lot of time for this game jam given the commitment to another one at the same time. Robin, you're a fan of Battle Beast 2, are you? I should check this out then. I've never heard of it. The Ultimate Fight game. Well, the Ultimate Fight Engine is made for the Ultimate Fight game, right? Somebody make it. Oh, we have another vote for World and Controller. Hi, JD. Welcome. Thank you for breaking the deadlock for us. What we got here? Need some good artists to pull off that game. It's all about the characters and the general silliness. I like general silliness. That's cool. But you need good artists. Well, unfortunately, that is not me. All right, you've been outvoted, Aaron. We are going to go with putting it into the environment, which is actually not what I planned. I actually planned to do the arena. So I should never ask, chat, because I had it all prepared. No, I didn't actually have it prepared. I didn't know what the arena was going to look like or anything. I've got no reference images or anything. So they're both going to be as chaotic as each other. All right, so I think it's scene 3. So last week, I quickly threw together just a very simple scene. I was learning to relearning to use Jenna, and also the procedural world spawner pack. So it's not a very impressive scene. Oh, I'm in ISO. That's what's going on. But it's a scene. Got a cave here. And there's another one over here somewhere. I will rebuild a proper level that's much larger than this to wander around. There's the other cave. And put some buildings and stuff. I think I've got some ruins, if I remember rightly. I put some ruins around the corner here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There's some ruins. And somewhere there's a river as well. There's the river. The procedural world's rivers need some work, I think. You know, it's just kind of dead straight. Although, to be fair, you know, I kind of threw it in. I didn't really spend a lot of time working it out. So, all right, so I'll together with that in a moment. What's chat saying? Could do that with some simple scripts. What, the world and controller? Oh, the dynamic music. No, no, it's much more than the. Oh no, hang on, I'm getting confused. It should be easy for me to do the initial part of chucking these fellas in the world. That's absolutely true. And the controller, I want to. If I'm going to do it, I want to make sure that I do the actual capturing it with the camera. So let's put it somewhere obvious. Let's go over to the cave. Where's the cave? There's the cave. So the interesting thing about last week is I had pretty much all of the staff of Procedural World in chat telling me what to do and what not to do, which was absolutely awesome because they taught me how to use Jenna live. Wow, look at that. Why is he so huge? Ah, yes, of course, because he needs to be scaled up for the default settings in UFE, that's my script does it for me automatically. So I'm going to need to create a different copy of this fella for this world and make him the proper size. So let's rename these two as UFE. UFE. And then I'll start from the basic character in the original Cinti pack. Just making another copy of that, and then Slayer as well. Wizard votes arena. I don't get a vote. I've got a mic. I'm not allowed things. But I tell you what you can do, Aaron. If you really want me to look at doing arena, find me a reference implementation or two. Make a few suggestions because I honestly have not thought about it at all. Basically, I need something that is pretty chaotic. Because he's going to have all sorts of stuff that he's pulled in from the world there. So I think it's an excuse for me to throw tons of Cinti assets in there with no particular theme. It obviously has to be dark, not necessarily dark in lighting, but dark as in mood, and depressing. All right. So I have one character in here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is make the camera actually catch the character. So I don't think I have a controller in here. Let me do this the easy way and use the Gaia first-person controller. Yeah, first person, all the way at the top. Yeah, okay. Update the runtime. Please don't break my scene. It doesn't appear to have done so. Oh, it's still working. The Friday thing will be better for you. Maybe winning. I'm going to sculpt a height map in ZBrush for Gaia terrain. Are you, Robin, are you working on something for the Nature's Beauty Game Jam? Is that what you mean by you're going to work on this stuff? Alright, so let's just hit play and see if that works. And my camera's not in a good place, but that's okay. We'll work with that for the first test. Alright, that looks... Oh! The groan is for anybody who is here at the beginning. There is a conflict between the input settings for UFE and the input settings for Gaia, and it's just occurred to me that I was blaming Gaia, but I bet it's UFE that has non-standard input settings and not Gaia. So that's going to be annoying. Let's have a look at... Let me do it this way. Let me not worry about that initially. I think the cool thing is capturing the character in the camera, right? So let me find the player and put the player down here. And we can just go straight into capturing the character. Alright, so now he doesn't have to move. Do a gritty nature arena all overgrown with vines and shrubs. Oh yeah, vines. I could try doing a real ivy thing with Cinti assets. I never tried that. Yeah, I like the sound of that. And you are entering. Excellent. Yeah, Aaron. So Brian's going to be cursing me again because you've seen me with Brian around. I'm always teasing him and blaming him for everything. And it nearly always turns out to be my fault or somebody else's fault. Your Chaos Robin in the work in progress section. Okay, excellent. I'll have to keep checking on what's going on there. Oh, you're doing those sculptures. Those are great work. I really like those. So it's the hands and the kind of nature sculptures and things. Okay, got it. Yep, I've been looking at those. That's excellent stuff. I really like that. So hey, Aaron. Robin is a good artist. If you want to do Battle Beast, and he was excited about it earlier on, you know, just suggest. He's not listening. You find a way of talking him into it. All right. So Aaron's confirming that it is indeed UFE that clobbers the inputs. Great. Right. Yeah, I'm thinking, Robin, you're saying grow it on a plane and then delete the plane. I'm actually thinking having the ivy growing in real time might be interesting. You know, so as you're playing, the ivy is growing up something in the background. That would be pretty cool. You're welcome, Robin. Your work is really good. I was really impressed with it. Often in these game jams, you don't see people doing quality work like that. We don't have time, etc. You clearly are a talented artist. Love it. All right, so what am I doing? Capturing the camera. So let's just see, do I have photo camera installed? So my intention here, Aaron, is to use Roland's photo session camera, which is in there. So let's see if I can actually call that up, or whether UFE is getting in my way of that too. Hey, Sanyu. Good to see you. I was talking about you earlier. Robin here is doing... Robin, my apologies. You're a she. My apologies. I should have asked. It's a name that you never quite know. My deepest apologies. So Robin is doing a black and white kind of game. And if I'm correct, that's what you're doing too, right, Sanyo? Robin likes the idea of the ivy growing in real time. That's cool. All right, so now I'm annoyed because I can't bring up the photo camera because of UFE's input stuff. Okay, so am I going to fix this through the settings? No, I'm not. That's going to take me forever. Let me find... I'm going to do the same as I did at the beginning. I'm going to go and find a project with the standard input settings. Just drop them into this project and fight with it when I'm not doing a stream. Because it's boring to watch somebody doing that. So I'm just off screen at the moment picking up some input settings. And this time I'm going to back up the ones in here. Nature's Beauty, project settings, input, manage your system, asset, let's make that .ufe. Yes, I want to make that change. Paste in the new one, go back to Unity, and I should now be able to control it. Let's try it. Oh, I used the Stream Deck to start Unity that time, and it decided to start the other instance of Unity that I've got running. That's what was going on there. All right, F12. F12. Okay, I do have movement now, but my F12 isn't working. Oh, you know why F12 is not working? I didn't put photo session in the scene, did I? So that would explain that. There we go. So this asset, for those of you not seen it before, photo session is an open source asset put together by Roland, who is, well, he's all over the place, but we know him from the Messy Coders community on Discord. And it's a really good camera asset. And for some reason I can't control it with the mouse. Do you think that's a procedural worlds thing taking control? I've got up and down, but I have no other controls. Okay, maybe procedural worlds is taking controls with their camera as well. I might have doubled up. Runtime. Don't see it. Let's have a look in the manager. Nope, screenshotter is not there. So I wonder what is picking it up. You can disable components, can't you, inside of here? Yes, disable the components. So let me disable the player entirely. I've never done this with this tool, so I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I remember seeing it and thinking one day I'll need it because it's there. Okay, so that's still moving. F12. Nope, still not working. What is it that's taking control then, I wonder? Huh. So Robin says, I super need you to post these Gaia and UFE streams on YouTube for use later. Well, I do intend to. I'm not making a promise, but I do intend to. I do actually have quite a lot of Gaia stuff on my channel. So if there's anything specific you're looking for, let me know. But you can, I do always leave the VODs up. I just don't leave them public unless I've edited them. So if you have a link to the wherever you followed it, and I can paste a link in so you can get a copy of it, you will be able to go to it. I don't turn them off. I just make them unlisted. But if I edit them, I make those public. All right, so let's see if I can figure out what's going on. First of all, let me grab a copy of the link for you so you can keep a thing. But, you know, I would wait until I've edited it down if I were you. Because all this chat and waffling and mistakes and so on isn't that useful. I usually find a 3-hour stream goes down to about an hour to an hour and a half of useful stuff. What else we got? Do you have any advice for me on creating a YouTube channel? Oh, not really. I have a tiny number of people following my channel. So no, not really. I just have fun with it. I do think, you know, looking at one person, you say you're an artist, I think looking at just one person who needs the guidance of somebody like yourself about how to model and stuff like that, there isn't a lot of stuff out there that really teaches you how to use something like the tools. I mean, there's a lot of Blender stuff out there, but that tool is just hard to use. So if you're brand new to using these kinds of tools, it's difficult. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of really beginner stuff for things like ZBrush. I've not looked that hard because I don't own it, but I was doing a little bit of scanning and stuff like that. So maybe there's something in that. I know a lot of people really like speed videos. Those are obviously for more people who've got more experience of using the tools. So watching how people do certain things and looking for tips and tricks. That's what I was after. But in terms of creating a YouTube channel, I have no idea. I just chuck stuff up there, and some of the things I put people seem to like, and some of them just don't get any traffic at all. My channel's been ticking up nicely for a while, but I wouldn't say it's a successful channel. But I have fun. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out why my camera is not working. Look at the... Oh, actually, I should check to see if the character is actually being disabled, shouldn't I? Yeah, Aaron is... I'm like that too. You like to watch speed videos while you eat. I tend to do that too. I think they're really helpful. But only to people who, like I say, have got an initial sort of idea of what they're doing. Okay, so the player is enabled. Hit F12. The player has not been disabled. That's what's going on there. Let me disable it manually and see if that solves my... Yeah, that solves my problem. Okay. So why is photo session not disabling that? Maybe I'm misunderstanding what that does. Disable components. Okay, so I don't think it's actually disabling the object. So maybe if I go find the thing that is consuming it, probably that. Seriously? Oh, I see. They're using it as a hook. Wow, that's a waste of resources, isn't it? Strange approach. What's wrong with a tag? Okay. Sure, they've got a good reason for it. Post-processing. So where's the actual controller? Controller type. So presumably it's that. Nope. Is it spawned in at runtime then? Because it has a setting for what the controller is. So does it spawn the actual controller in at runtime? More subs than you have. Yeah, okay. Well, it depends how long you use it. My daughter started a tutorial channel playing guitar like 1 month after she started playing. And she overtook me in subs in, I think, about 4 months. She makes a lot more money than I do. I make a very small amount of money out of ad revenue, but she is making for a 16-year-old, she's making a reasonable amount of money. I'm very, very impressed. So maybe that's the trick. We should be doing guitar tutorials. So it doesn't look like it is loaded in. It does look like it's in that. So let me just disable that script. Let's try that. So if I lock that, I'm going to need another inspector. This is fiddly, isn't it? I don't know if this is even going to work, but you can only find out by trying, right? So that is now going to disable that specific component if I have it correct. Let's see. Okay, hit F12 and it doesn't disable it. All right, so I'm not understanding what that is supposed to be doing. That changed to the character controller when it went in, so that isn't working the way I thought it was working. Okay, so I am not going to debug that live. I'm going to get that out. I'm actually going to remove the controller, or just turn it off actually, because I just want to make the camera capture the character. Ooh, this might be the first time I get to use an asset I've owned for a very long time. And, oh, that's still intercepting it. That's interesting. Okay, so it isn't actually that object that's doing it. So I have a dissolve shader that I have not used. I could use the dissolve shader on the character when he gets captured. All right, so where is it then? Oh, it's right there. Oh, that's not exactly hidden, is it? I was just not seeing it. One of the wonderful things about doing live streaming, and Aaron, you do live streaming, is how stupid you feel sometimes. But it's great. It's very... There we go. All right, excellent. I can zoom and I can take a photo. Excellent. All right. So now, is there a way of hooking into taking the photo? Is there a events? Don't see any exposed events. Okay, let's go and have a look at the script. I really should have not asked asked what we wanted me to do, because I'm now coding and I don't like coding on stream, because I always end up just debugging forever. Anyway, that is as it is. I'm going to hard code it all just to get it moving. Update modules. Where did I capture screenshot? I guess that is it. Yes, that is it. Capture screenshot, simulate a flashlight effect. Thank you for comments, Roland. I appreciate it. I have been into your code before. In fact, I've issued a couple of public PRs against this, and it's worked out nicely. So, to do, move to a separate script and connect via events. But for now, we're just going to do capture. Let's not do it method. Let's just do it directly here. So what we're going to want to do is identify characters in view, grab character reference, remove from scene. Then we're going to want to wire up for UFE, which in this case we're not going to wire it up live, or runtime doesn't need to be. Let's just say transfer to UFE arena. All right, what we got in chat? Ooh, that same dissolve shader might work well for my ships. Yeah, so you have it too and you've never used it. I wonder if we're both talking at the same one or we've got different dissolve shaders. It was in a recent bundle, I think, actually, but I bought it years ago. The trick is to be to do easy stuff so you look smart. Is that right? Okay. I can rescind my tie break. But yeah, I'm in the thick of it now, JD. No, not a problem. I'm only lamenting that I was not prepared to do either of these two things, so it doesn't really matter. I'd be complaining about doing the other one if I was doing that. So in this case, I'm not going to identify the character. I'm going to hard code it. Whoops. This is just the way I work. I tend to hard code everything with to-dos everywhere first, and then sort of generalizing it and breaking it down. So that means that I'm going to have the character already. So I'm already going to have the character reference. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do is remove the scene. Remove it from the scene. And I hate the autocomplete. Sorry, there's something going on my other screen as well now. Let's just sort that out. Okay. Which shader is it? That's a good question. Let me find it for you, because I have played with it and it's really good. So since you ask, let me find it. That's the one. I have used it. I've done like a weekend hack on it, and it is pretty easy to use. I've just never actually used it in production. Oh, in production is a big word, but in any kind of permanent environment. So that is the one. I strongly recommend it. It is not cheap, but it is the most flexible of the dissolve shaders I've seen out there. It is actually pretty easy to make your own. If you go onto YouTube, there's plenty of tutorials out there, but that has way more features. As you were looking at there, you can have it just dissolve sections of it, and it's got, just go watch the video. All right, character. I'm going to destroy the character, so that is the first thing that I need to do. So now I need to have a hard-coded reference, because I am such a quality coder. To do, I don't need it to do. Yeah, I do need to do remove once we have real character capture created. Okay, this is going to be a transform. Character. We'll be super lazy and make it public. I hate doing that. I normally put serialized field, etc. But I'm going fast here. Where are we? Yep, exactly that one. Yeah, Aaron, not surprised you have the same one as me, and I'm not surprised you haven't used it. And you've written a couple of dissolve shaders at this point, you just forgot you had it. Typical. Needed one for Wizard's Jewel. Yeah, that's true. That would have done nicely. It is, Space Masters, you're saying it's a pretty sweet asset. It is. It's a very good asset. It does come up in the sales quite frequently, and we do have a big sale coming up, because, you know, we haven't had a sale for ages, have we? So you know, if you're interested and you don't already own it, it should well come up soon. Okay, this has got a custom editor. Of course it has. That's going to take me a longer time. I might as well just start writing my script straight away, I think. Folder runtime. Whoops, got caps lock on. Oh, now I don't have a capital R. Right, there we go. And oh no, I don't have C# Wizard in. I'm going to have to do it the old clumsy way. C# Wizard is a free asset. You should go check it out. It's very convenient and helpful. Although you should get Aaron's Asset Manager, because that has a template system in it, but I've not used it yet. Sorry, Aaron. I do think I have Asset Manager installed in this project though, so that's good. What am I writing? I'm writing character capture. Alright, so we're not going to want the update or anything here. This doesn't actually need to be a mono behavior. Let's start off by putting a to-do in. Does this need to be a mono behavior? Probably not. So you shouldn't have mono behaviors in here if you're not doing anything in the update or a coroutine that's controlled within. The resource impact of it is too high. You should be using a scriptable object or a straight class. But I've started down this path now, so I'm going to stay on this path for the time being. Public void capture character transform character. All right. And that's going to be a static, which is another suggestion that it really shouldn't be a mono behavior. In fact, it's not going to be a mono behavior. It's just going to be a static class. All right. I think this is going to work out. And then no, it has to be a mono behavior because I want to take a shortcut and have the character in here. Oh, I'm getting myself all tied up in knots. I do want to define the character in here and not pass it in for lazy convenience purposes. My policy in developing code is to just make it work. It doesn't matter in your first play because you're never going to be happy with what you do on your first attempt. So, I mean, unless you're the kind of person who sits down and designs it clearly and so on, which clearly I absolutely am not. Okay. Oh, I made it static, didn't I? All right, good. All right. So over in photo session, I'm gonna do. I should have left that comment in there. I probably just pasted it over here, haven't I? Yeah. So I want to remove this later and do proper separation of the assets and so on. But for now, I'm just going to do get component. Never do this unless you're just testing something out. Character capture. Because get component is an expensive call. But I am not going to take the namespace shortcut. Because that leads to terrible pain if you're not careful. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, it's... Ay, ay, ay. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, because is it using assemblies? Assembly definitions. It may well be. But that's all right. I've got it imported in read-write mode, so we're good. What's happening in chat while Unity is thinking? Space Master's wallet is still recovering. Yep, we all are. Oh, you haven't put templates in at AM. I thought you had. Okay, I misremembered. Matthew, what's the asset? Sorry, couldn't understand. The asset we were talking about was the dissolve shader asset. There's a link further up. You may not have been here, but if you search for dissolve shader on the asset store, you'll find it. Template. Oh, I see, Aaron. So I did remember you had built a templates solution, but it's not in Asset Manager. It's in GitHub and is open source and free, whereas Asset Manager is a paid asset. Yeah, and if that's the asset you're asking about, Matthew, and by the way, hi Matthew. If you're wondering what Asset Manager is, search for Project Asset Manager. It's a super cool thing that Aaron has built. It enables you to manage all of your assets much more efficiently than the package manager does, and also enables you to manage assets that you've bought from places other than the store. It does loads of magic stuff. Just go check it out. It's fantastic. What sort of C# templates do you typically use from it? I don't. I use C# Wizard, and just because it's quick and easy, it doesn't give you all the gunk around it, and it gives you namespacing and some convenience functions. I don't actually use templates a great deal, but I keep meaning to go and look at Aaron's work on templates, because these things are time savers. There's no question about that. So JD, you're saying if you don't add an update function, it won't call the update function. That's absolutely true. It doesn't, but it still creates some overhead. If you've got a mono behavior on an object that is not calling, there is still overhead there, because you still have to check whether it's going to receive events. It's still got a memory footprint for the caching of the of things like whether it should be receiving an event, etc. If you chuck it into Profiler, you can see it in there. There's a number of milliseconds in every second that go to every mono behavior, even if you're not doing anything with it at all. So don't use them unless you've got coroutines or updates that actually require them to be mono behaviors. Okay, you've posted a link to Asset Manager for us. Oh no, to the script template. Thank you. I will bring that into chat for folks. There we go. I really ought to check why you can't post links here. You should be able to. I swear I tried to do it. I'm also going to post, since we've talked about Discord a couple of times, just going to post Discord link. Just generating one that won't expire. Great place to find tips from some people who are way more knowledgeable than me and other people. All right, so where am I? Capturing. So how am I actually going to do this? Oh, yes, that's right. Assembly definition. That's what I was looking at. We need to go all the way down here. Not DevLogger. Photo session. Scripts. Runtime. He's not using an assembly definition. Oh, yes, he is. There it is. All right. The question is, have I set up an assembly definition? I almost certainly haven't. All right. This is frustrating because I don't really want one. Because I bet UFE doesn't have one. And I know Gaia doesn't. Okay, this is going to end in disaster. See what happens here. I'm not actually using Gaia in any of my scripts, so I should be able to get away with that. I'm not using UFE at the moment either, so I should be able to get rid of that, get away with that too. So we should be okay. All right. So we are compiling, so that's encouraging. And I'm going to want to now put photo session scripts runtime. There it is. Add in. So I'm going to have to import this into my project at some point then, because I can't have it in the in this piece. So I'll have to think of a better way of doing this, but this should get me moving for now. Okay, no it shouldn't. Can you not go from packages out to code in your project? Is that not possible? Looks that way, doesn't it? All right. Okay, well, okay, I'm going to do it a slightly different way then. I wanted to tie it up to the camera, but in order to get it to work, I'm not going to tie it to the camera. I'll bring that camera into the project when I'm not streaming sometime, but what I will do instead is I will have a different key to actually capture. Let's get rid of that. And now I am going to have an update method in my character capture, so that's going to be all right. Come on, delete. Only with DLLs, okay. You mean I can link into DLLs from the package section? Or assembly references? Okay, I don't know what assembly references are. So maybe I ought to look into that. Alright, so update. So it's going to be if input. Actually, I can just capture the same input here, can't I? If I capture the input here, will it consume it, or is there a way of preventing it from consuming it? 0 is the left mouse button, I believe. I will try it, but if anybody knows the answer, let me know in chat. But I'll just try it to see what happens. So if I play now, oh dear, I've got compiler error. Why have I got a compiler error? Oh, yeah, because I've got leftover code. Bye-bye. So for example, with the Firebase DLLs, I have access to the Firebase objects that are imported in the scene without adding them to the assembly definition. Otherwise, your package has to have a reference. That makes sense because DLLs are pre-compiled. So you wouldn't need an assembly reference because you're not having to compile across them. So that actually makes sense. Okay. It's good to know. But I don't like DLLs, so it's not helpful. I'll figure my way around it, though. Alright, so if I left click when I've got the when I haven't got the camera working, except I didn't put the script on my object. So I'll go play again. So my thinking here is if I left click without the camera up, I should see the debug message. And my question is whether when I left click, okay, that's good. So bring the camera up. Will I still see the message? I'm going to have to delete that one to no. Okay, captured the screenshot. Yes, it did. So it didn't consume it. Excellent. That's what we want. So we go over here and we say destroy character. Alright, actually I should be calling capture character. I'd already done that bit. Alright, and I'm going to pass that in because that's going to be, once I'm detecting what character is in the view of the camera, that's going to be more convenient, I believe. Okay, so then we need to transfer to the UFE arena. So I need to do, I can't remember how to do scene loads. Scene manager, is that right? Yep. Scene manager, load scene. Let's do it async. And then it's going to need the scene build index or the name. Yep, the name. So what's the name of my other scene? Nature's Beauty. Alright, so we'll just do quality coding. No, I can't. Given that I fell foul of that earlier on, I can't bring myself to permit myself to do that. Public string UFE scene name. Ah, I wasn't renaming, was I? I don't want to rename that. Okay, consistency, and that equals that. Good. And then I'm going to put UFE scene name in there. So that will load the scene, but I need to put it into my build. All right. Come on. Wow. Slow. Something that doesn't have a lot of code in it. Build settings, drag. Oh, look at all that stuff. Where's all that come from? Well, we know where it's all come from. I'm not going to take anything out. I'm just going to leave it all in for now. We can do some cleaning up at a later point. Right, so in theory, if I now take a photo of this fellow, I will destroy that object, which we won't see because we'll be loading another scene. That didn't work. We have an error. Unassigned reference exception. Oh, did I not tell it which the character was? Isn't it attached to the character at this point? Yeah, it is. That's a silly thing to do, but there we go. That's what I've done. Let's move it to somewhere sensible. Put it on the Gaia player, so that Gaia can delete it without warning me later. Alright. Okay, so bring out the camera. Oh, I didn't bring the camera out, but that's okay because I haven't stopped it doing if I haven't got the camera up. So that's good. So now I can go into, no, I can't go into oh, now I've got that input problem, haven't I? Because they both need a different set of input settings. All right, but it is trying to change scenes, so that's good. We can carry on with this work. We're just not going to actually change the scene because that's going to give us errors. So I can remove that now. We're already removing from the scene. We're not actually going to need to do the destruction. Yeah, we are, because if we go back, we don't want it to exist. So we're going to need to save that state. We won't worry about that for now. All right, so how do I identify if there is a camera in view, a character in view? We're going to need some kind of controller on there to indicate that is there. Or should I put... The camera's going to capture more than just the character. It's going to capture other things. So it's going to capture some of the rocks and the trees and stuff. So why don't I use a physics layer? And then I can do an overlap sphere, can't I? Let's go. What we got there's a rock, right? What's that on? It's all on default at the moment, by the looks of it. Well, let's just capture everything in a certain distance. Yeah, I want to decimate the place, don't I? So let's just do that. So let's just do overlap sphere. Non-alloc. Yeah, it's not the right name. Physics dot overlap sphere. Overlap capsule. Overlap sphere, there we go. Non-alloc. Sure, that's what I typed. Okay. And so it's going to be position, radius, results. Okay, so position is going to be, what is the layer mask? Yeah, I want everything, don't I? So I'm going to be, position is going to be from this because I put it on the player, so that's going to be good. And it's going to be in front, not behind, so I don't want to do a sphere. I want to do, should we do a box? Can we do a box? We can. What's happening in chat there? Camera call to player. Put character on a player layer, then set culling on the camera. That would work. I just want to actually, because I do want to have the, I do want to kind of decimate the whole area. So I think just doing it on default for now, and then later when I actually design the scene, I can put some of the objects on the layer I'm going to capture and some of them on a different layer. Just write a little script that perhaps iterates through all the game objects in the world and just kind of randomly assigns them or something. Because it's not just the character I want to capture. I know that's what I started doing, but I'd forgotten that I actually want to capture all sorts of stuff. Half extents. So the center. So I'm going to need to do plus transform dot forward. Let's make it go maybe 10 meters in front. I didn't mean plus, I meant times. And then I've got, it said, was it half? Half extent, yeah. So it's going to be new vector 3. Should really have this cached. But let's just get it moving for now. And then the results. So objects. Let's call it colliders because they're not objects yet. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be an if statement. I'm going to need to know how many, aren't I? So it's going to be int count equals that, and that should just be colliders, not the autocomplete stuff it wants to give me. Okay, and then if count greater than 0, maybe not with the second if, then we're going to destroy the object. Alright, and then all of that's going to happen inside, isn't it? Okay. And that should be out. Shouldn't be out. What? What am I doing wrong there? My main is use of oh yeah, I've not initialized it. Actually, I shouldn't be doing it non-alloc on this one, should I? My obsessiveness with performance has made me forget. All looks good. So now we're doing. What is going on? I keep hitting the dodgy keys. There we go. That's better. And then this is going to be... And now I can just iterate over them, can't I? For in I equals 0, I is less than... So it's only going to get stuff with colliders on it, but that's okay for now. I assume that there is a collider on the character. If not, we'll add one. So that's how Starpath does player ship. Oh, I should check out your stream when you put that together then, because I'm not entirely sure I'm following what you're saying. Is it still appropriate given that I want to capture a whole bunch of things? There is no collider on it. Older Cinti assets. So just put a small sphere. Can't speak. Just needs to capture it. I don't need to worry too much about it. That's on there. Believe we're good. Okay, click. Click, 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 click. Okay. Nothing happening. What's going wrong there? Maybe it's the... No, it can't be the position because I'm capturing everything. And I'm passing in character, which I shouldn't be doing anymore, but that's okay because I'm not using it, so I can just ignore that for now. That's interesting. No errors. Got a warning, but... Oh. I think Unity's frozen. No. Okay. Unity was frozen, I think. And then it woke up. But we're not getting anything. Why not? It's half extents. I would expect that to be getting something. Aaron says you could have a world layer, a player layer, and a world B layer. The camera setup for Starpath is pretty interesting. It uses URP camera layers to support interior and exterior of the ship. The interior of the ship is 0, 1K, 0. The exterior is 0, 0, 0. Okay, so you've got one way away up above. So you don't have to worry about gravity issues. So externally, you're not doing anything with gravity. So at the origin, you've got nothing to do with gravity. But internally, you're working with gravity. So you've got that way off separate, so you can separate them. Cool. Hey, Sanyo, you're driving. Ah, you didn't miss anything. And you don't need to be sorry if you did. There's no test. You'll be fine. Not a lot of progress, to be honest with you. I started coding, and I should never be coding on stream. But there you go. That's what I'm doing. So, what is the transform? Gaia player, that is correct. Why is that not capturing anything then? That is very strange. Let me just tidy this up a little bit. Okay. Not any physics problem, is there? I thought so. Everything on default. Can't imagine that I've got anything set up here that's going to be interfering with the physics. Come on. Oh, yeah. UFE might have done, mightn't it? It's a possibility. Let's have a look. Player. Oh, no. Physics. Nope. UFE it definitely isn't optimizing the physics, that's for sure. Everything is interacting with everything else. Okay. Right, so I can't possibly be on a layer that's not interacting. What am I missing here? I'm clearly doing something strange. So I'm taking the position, moving it forward 10 meters, and then I'm doing a box collider, which has got half extents of 5 meters in every direction. I miss center and half extents, that's correct. So why is that not capturing anything? I have got this on the player. Oh, no, that is where it is, and that is in the correct place. That's strange. What am I missing? Clicking the scene viewer might actually get things. It has a collider. All good. Yeah, there's a lot of nothing in this video, to be honest, Sanyo. I will edit it down and there will be some useful stuff in it, but I think it's going to come out at maybe 30 to 45 minutes of useful stuff. Especially this bit here. I'm super confused by this. Physics overlap sphere, transform position. What am I missing here? Why is that not picking up any colliders? Oh, is forward actually where I expect it to be, I wonder? The level looks nice. Yeah, it does look pretty good, but there's no design gone into this at all, to be honest with you. I was just learning how to use Jenna. So I just threw loads of stuff in. And it has turned out reasonably good. I'm going to be rebuilding the whole level, though, for the final submission with a little bit of thought to it. But yeah, this is fine for a start. Right, where's my player gone? Runtime. Player. Oh, forward is the direction I expected it to be. So it's not that. Okay, I am missing something super obvious here. We did, Sanyo, I don't, you've been driving. We did get it working in UFE, so I have 2 characters fighting in UFE. What I'm trying to do now is get it that I can capture this character with the camera. I'm a little confused, though. Which is not that unusual. As to why this is not capturing anything. I did look before, and it is connected to it is placed on the right place. Yeah. The path shouldn't have, yeah, the path hasn't got a collider, so that's not going to get picked up. Oh, there is a road mesh. I could pick it up. Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, that would pick the whole thing up, though, wouldn't it? Oh, it does have a collider on it. So that part, if I mute that, oh, I have to be. So that I don't want it to pick up the road. because obviously that would be weird. It would pick up all that stuff down there. Anyway, I get distracted. That's not what I care about right now. Why am I not capturing anything? Maybe I'm thinking completely different approach here. Not entirely because I don't know why it's working. Maybe I could just fire out maybe a half a dozen random. I like that. Finish my thought. Fire out a half dozen random raycasts in roughly forward direction, and if it hits an object, capture that object. That's actually better, isn't it? Because that way you might not capture the thing you want to capture, and it might run away. I actually prefer that idea, and it allows me to ignore the fact that I have no idea why this isn't working. All right, so raycast, hit. Okay, and then we're going to do if. Actually, you know what? I'll just carry on from here. So if. Don't do this. Raycast. What the? I can't remember how to do raycasts. There we go. Now I don't have to remember. No, don't want that. Don't want that. Origin and direction. And that's going to return a Boolean, but that isn't going to tell me what it's hit. That's a weird one. Ray, max distance. Come on, give me an out. There we go. Ray, hit info, max distance. That's all I need, I think. No, I don't want to do the ray. I want to do it in here. So origin direction out. Don't have a maximum distance. I think I'll just put maximum distance on the end. So origin is going to be transform position. To need to check whether that's on the ground or not, and then distance. I said we didn't have distance, do we? What we do, let's do it 10 feet to start with, and then that's going to be a hit, right? I think so. Where are we? We haven't got a layer mask. I'm not going to use one. Oh, so it should be the out first, then the hit. Okay. I mean, it should be the hit and then the distance. Okay. We don't have a direction here. We need a direction. What's going on? What have I missed here? Oh, it's because it was reading the ray ones. Okay, so direction should be next. So first of all, let's just do it as transform forward. There we go. Alright, I should know more about how to do this really. Put that inside the for loop, and then my loop is going to do, let's say it 5 times. But it's going to do 5 times in the same direction initially. But that's okay. And that returns a Boolean, right? Yep. Scene manager is going to go outside if we've got a character. If we captured a character, go to, oh dear, I can't type. Go to arena. Hey Deborah. VOHFYI. Not able to translate that one. Sorry. Alright, and then let's just destroy anything that we hit. Hit game object. Oh, hit I forget what's in hit info. Wow, it's ages since I've done a thing with a raycast. Yeah, I know that. What's in this? What? Hit transform dot game object. Okay. Alright, so that's just going to fire out directly forward for 10 meters and hit something. Let's debug it as well. Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm destroying it, so I'm going to see it, aren't I? Alright, come on. I'm getting very tired and very slow. My brain is not ticking over right now. Let's get the basics working and then call it a day. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on. Everything seems to be going very slow for me right now. Not just my brain, but Unity seems to be going slow too. Alright, so if I hit F12 so that I can aim correctly and try and hit the character, left mouse button. Alright, we took the photo, but we didn't hit anything. Alright, let's just check that. Okay, it's going to do it 5 times in the exact same space, so it's not going to be overly helpful. Okay, it's not hitting there. Oh, it says it's never going to reach it. Oh, it was still starting up the debugger. Okay, there we go. Everything really is going slow. So minus 45, minus 19. Didn't hit anything. How can it not have hit anything? Alright, let's draw an array. Let's leave it, do it in the gizmos. What? Oh, on draw. I really am not working well here. What is going on? My brain is broken. On draw gizmos. Why was it not giving me the autocomplete? My brain is not broken. Alright. And then I'm going to do gizmos. Oh, that was me that time. Probably was me before too, but I'm not going to admit it. Draw a line from transform dot position to transform dot position times transform plus transform forward times 10. Alright. Okay. That should tell me whether or not it's going to hit it. Come on. Oh, I never stopped it. That's why it's taking a long time to start up. Sometimes having shortcut keys is for starting and stopping and stuff is confusing. Come on. There we go. Oh, wow. Is it just me, or has Unity really started to go slow now? Could be just me. Okay. We are taking forever to start. I don't have control of Unity here. Although that is... What? Not on a break point. Okay, so Unity is responding, but the game view isn't. It's animating. Oh, that's weird. It's not paused. The trees are animating. There we go. It's because I turned off the controller. I really am getting tired here. All right. So up in the scene view, what is that horrible thing in the background? Oh, it's a. I've got the Gaia water selected. No, it's not. What is the big green thing? Is that the water? It is. Weird. All right. Don't know what that's all about. But okay. So there's my line. Why is it pointing? Oh no, that's the grid line, isn't it? That's not my gizmo. There's my gizmo. No, that's not my gizmo. That's the line from the 2D. Where is my gizmo? Is it even drawing it? This might explain why I wasn't hitting anything with the box collider earlier. I may be in completely the wrong position here. Wow, it really is going slow. It's taking forever just to connect. Okay, so it is drawing the gizmo. It's drawing it from -45, -19. Player, -45, -19. No, it is drawing in the right place. So why am I not seeing it? Everything is turned on. Alright, I've got some weird stuff that my brain isn't comprehending right now. Yeah, it's not that it's below the ground or anything like that. Where's my... Okay, there it is. Oh, look! The center point is all the way down there. I don't know why that is, but it shouldn't affect it anyway. Or should it? Where is that? Let's go over there and then go back. Oh, come on. Focus on it. Why has it gone all the way out there? I should try that focus asset. Has anybody used that focus asset? Was it the F thingy, whatever? But there's my problem, I think. It's actually miles away from where it should be. Yep, there's my line. That's why it wasn't doing anything with the overlapping box. Okay. So I guess I should put it on the FPS controller then. Yep. Alright. I should have checked that. That's a fairly obvious thing. I did check it, but I obviously didn't check the right thing. Because I'm an idiot, because I'm tired. I don't know. But that's all good. I know what the problem is now. And I think the ray solution is actually going to be better anyway. Alright, so F12 to enable. There is my line. And I have hopefully hit something. Oh, I didn't. Why did I not hit anything? I can find that out now. The water's not. Yeah, JD, I didn't have it on the camera. That's just the basic idiocy of what I was doing. Oh, that's interesting. Look, the line is going way off over there, even though I'm looking there. But that's okay, because I'm going to do some random stuff. Some random lines. Oh, but it isn't rotating. So, and that's the point you were making. I haven't got it on the camera. And it probably wants to be on the camera, doesn't it? Problem is, which camera? It's going to want to go on the photo session camera, isn't it? Yep, you're right, JD. Thank you. It is going to be better on this camera. And that is down here. There it is. Character capture. Put it on the camera. Now the problem is, actually no, no, I don't want it on there. I do want it on the camera, but not on there because that isn't the camera. If that is making any sense whatsoever to you. That is controlling the camera, but it isn't actually the camera. That is the camera. And now it's going along the line I expect. Oh, this is so painful. Don't code after a hard day at work and getting into the middle of the night. Why did I ask people what I should do? I know I can't code at this stage. JD, I appreciate it. You are concentrating enough to be able to see what I've done wrong. Alright. So, camera out. Move the camera. We are now pointing at him. Press the button. Okay. Let's do that again. We are not hitting anything. Okay, but that is probably just a line up or a distance or something. Yeah, look, am I just missing this? Why is this stupid water leaving this thing in all the time? Is that actually going through him? Don't believe it is. Look at that. That's unfortunate. Where is it? Oh no, it's going right through the middle of it. Ah, but the I put a really lazy collider on him, didn't I? Because I said, oh, I'm not going to need it because I just need to capture him with the box. And there you go. So I need to put a proper collider on him now. And that's going to be something like, he's probably about 2 meters tall, isn't he? Let's see. That'll do. Alright, this time, our little guy is going to disappear. And when he does, I'm going to put some randomization into the rays that are being fired, make multiple things disappear, and then I'm going to call it a night. F12, move the camera, press. Yay! We captured the orc! Excellent. Right, so we want some randomization on that now. So we're going to want a, let me see, that's going direction. Can I draw a line from a start to a finish point? Does Physics Raycast allow me to do that? Origin, destination. Origin, direction. Origin, direction, no. So I want a what's the best way of getting a random direction within a cone? Anybody know? In the meantime, I'm bringing up a Explorer window. So Unity, an edge window. Wow, I'm going back in time. Unity, random direction within a cone. Okay, see if this will give me what I want. This is quality programming now. Looking for something to cut and paste. Random direction vector relative to current direction. It's 2D, but hopefully I can make it work with 3D. Okay, that's... Oh yeah, that's fairly obvious, isn't it? So I'm going to do it in X direction. Don't want to do it in Z. I want to do it X and Y, don't I? Alright. That was fairly obvious. If I'd thought about that for a few seconds, I think I might have figured it out. Although not at this time of night. Right, so I'm going to need a vector 3 direction. We're going to generate a random direction equals new vector 3 random. Do we want a range? Yes, we do, because we're going to go from minus to positive, aren't we? So random range Let's take it from something like minus 30 to 30. That's going to be too high. The player's not. It's going to be too random. Let's make minus 20 to 20. That's still going to be too random. Let's try it. Actually, let's make it broad and see what happens. And then I can fine tune. I'll parameterize it and fine tune it. And it's going to want to make these floats as well, aren't I? Okay, and then that's then going to be direction. Get rid of that. Right, let's have a look what happens. Let's see what happens. Come on. There we go. Play. Let's see if I'm going to destroy a few of these rocks and trees and things. And then once we've done that, if it works, then I'm going to call it a night. F12. Aim. Fire. Nothing went. Okay. That is something to do with my direction then. Oh, I did it in the Z direction. I said I didn't want to do that. I want to do it in X and Y. Otherwise, it's going to go behind me. Potentially. And let's really narrow down that distance, actually. Let's make it 5 degrees. Make sure I'm actually going to hit something. And I'll aim at the rock rather than the orc, because that's pretty big. And see what we get there. Wow, it really is slowing down. My graphics card fans are going bonkers here. I don't know why. Not really a lot in this scene. I guess I am still streaming from the same machine that I'm working on, which is probably a bad idea. Alright. Bring the camera out. Oh, look, let's start with the rocks. Okay, that didn't... Took the photo, but it didn't seem to hit anything. Oh! I know what I'm doing wrong. Yes, it is too late to be coding. Let's not make silly errors. Transform. Dot forward. Plus. That's still not right. Why am I even beginning? Why am I even thinking that? I need to make these Eulers. I am. There, yeah, that's what I want to do. Alright. Okay. That was a stupidly daft idea. Okay, so direction. That's going to be X. Oh, God, I can't type. Definitely getting too late. Can't type, can't think. Can't do anything. It's going to be a float. And that's going to be in the Y direction. Good. And then we're going to do vector 3 direction equals new. I can't think. I'll do it from here. Quaternion Euler, of course. It's not a new, it's just Quaternion Euler. Oh no, it is a new, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's not. We're good. So it's going to be X, Y, and then nothing in the Z. Good. And then, oh, that's not good. I can't convert from. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be, it's not. Right. Wow, this is really obvious stuff. Transform forward times direction. Hopefully, I'm not actually thinking about what I'm typing here. That's what my problem. I'm just blindly throwing stuff in, which is clearly not a good thing to be doing. No, that's right, isn't it? That would give me. So where's direction coming from? It's a vector, yeah. Initial vector. And we get the quaternion from the Eulers, and then we multiply. But you can't multiply the quaternion by a vector 3. So that's what's wrong with that. Where are we here? Sometimes helps a bit to disable lighting and extras post-processing. Yeah, that's true. There isn't. I don't think I've got any post-processing in this. Oh, actually, of course I have. I've put Gaia in. Yeah. Yeah, I should be disabling that in the scene view. You're absolutely right. I don't need to in the game view, but we don't need all this nonsense up here. But performance isn't a problem. It's not really performance, I don't think. Oh, does it not show you FPS in what's in mode? I guess so, because it doesn't make any sense in this mode anyway. I don't think it's performance. I think it's just my fans getting warm. That's right. Aaron, Woot, I just spawned a Constellation class starship. Players can choose what ship they want to spawn on. Nice. Nice. That UI that you've been building, Aaron, is really looking pretty cool. I have to say, it's really making me want to load up that UI asset and muck about with it. You've been very praising of it. All right. My brain is melted. Why can I not think this through? Can you transform direction to get world space direction? I should just be able to point in front and go. I can't even talk. Ah, dear. I don't want to constrain times direction. So we got what you got. Direction is ideal directions. Vector 2. Oh, continue Euler. I do hate people who use vars everywhere. No, I don't hate people. That clearly isn't what I meant. So you're following me perfectly then, JD, because it's late for you too. That's great. You can't multiply a vector 3 by a quaternion. And that's obvious. So why is he saying you can, or why are they saying you can? Oh, they're doing vector 2s. Can you multiply a vector 2 by a quaternion? Oh yeah, of course, JD. Well, this is that would work, but that's what I'm doing here. This is position and direction. I'm just really struggling with how to get a direction, and I think it's because I'm following this flawed 2D thing when I'm working in 3D, and I'm not thinking through it. Yeah, don't give me the math. Oh, this is a math question, that's why. Random unit vector in a cone in degrees. It's you want a random direction within a cone. Quaternion look rotation. Ray direction. Quaternion look rotation. Then add the random spread values to its Euler. Yeah, but that's still going to give me a quaternion, and I need a vector. Look rotation gives a vector though, doesn't it? No, it gives a quaternion. Quaternion. I don't even know how to pronounce it anymore. Well, default forward is 001, so the offset you can use to randomize the x and y. Yeah, the problem is that the default forward isn't in Euler angles. So I could randomize it, but I wouldn't know what direction it was going in, would I? My brain is really melted. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy that stuff. And I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to go on draw gizmos. And I'm going to try what you're saying. Let's draw 50. So, well, no, it's going to be too many. Let's draw 10. And what you're saying is times new vector 3. And let's just do random range. Oh. And what's the small amount that you can do? Vector forward, then do a random within a circle at the forward point. Yeah, but that still isn't going to give me a direction. That's going to give me a point in space, and I need the direction to that point. Could sample along that ray if you want depth. I don't need depth, that's fine. I just need a direction. I need a direction in a cone of, let's say, 20 degrees. Not a position in the cone in 20 degrees, if you see what I mean. I want to cast a ray in a direction, so I need an actual direction. And I've got a feeling this isn't going to work, that we're doing here. But it'll at least draw it out and give me a start. I don't need any of this, do I? Yeah, then you take the direction from the point you pick. Oh man, just subtract the damn things. I am so overthinking it. So, am I correctly remembering this? If I no, it's not subtract, is it? Given two points in space, how do I get the direction between them? Where'd the... Ah. What is going on? I don't know what I'm capturing. I am melting. And I'm determined to get this done. So total algorithm. Transform forward. Random unit circle. Gives me a point. Transform position. So it is subtraction. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna do that because I'm pretty certain you're right. Pretty certain you're right. So I don't need those. What I need is a vector 3 point equals random unit circle. Let's say yeah, destination minus origin. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. It's the other way around from what Aaron said. That's a good point. Too tight to do it accurately. That's right. That's the problem with all of us. But between the three of us, we're getting there. So a point in a circle. What does it want here? Is that right? Inside unit circle. Oh, it's just a point, isn't it? That's all I need. And that's going to return a vector 2, not a vector 3. Of course it is. Yeah, sleepy time for me too. And it's midnight. My wife's going to be telling me I've got to go to bed soon. Well, she's not actually going to tell me, but I do have to go to bed. And I can't think this through at all. I'm just going to take a note. I need to give it a rest here. I can't. My brain is just shut down completely. I don't know why I'm even bothering trying to do this. So let me just write this down. Inside unit circle, and then we're going to do transform position minus point. Is it? No, it's destination. I'm doing it the wrong way around. Okay. Right. Now, what the heck? Oh, I'll put a comma. Point should be a vector 3. I'm not going to do it in a circle because I don't care about a cone. I'm just going to do it the easy way. Random new vector. Because the camera is not round, it's square. At least the screen is. Random range minus, not 10, minus 5 to 5 in every in X and Y. So it's going to give me a random point. I need it in front of me, so it's going to be 10 in that direction. Yeah. Should have just made the arena. Yeah, honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do with the arena either, so it doesn't make any sense. When I wasn't this tired when I started, I'm just this tired now. But that'll do. That isn't on a cone, on a circle, which is what Yolan was saying. But I believe I'm done with that, right? That's going to give me the direction. That's going to do. I think that works now. Man, if that works, I'm going to be so annoyed with me because that is so simple. But it is a good idea, JD. If I get this to work, I'm going to be really excited because I basically have the play loop or the skeleton of the play loop done if I can get this bit done. So that's got to be a good thing. Just got to figure out that input manager thing, and it'll be good. All right, F12. Move it towards him. Oh, why did it not work? Just to wait for it to go. Oh, it did work. The road's gone. It worked. The road's gone and the rock to the left. It works. That might be just a little bit over the top. I took the terrain out. Excellent. But it works. All right, so it's now all about putting things on physics layers and deciding what can be removed and what can't be removed. Yeah, we're good. A local space point, if not transform. No, we're good. It worked. I was just being a bit hasty in my it doesn't work thing. But if I start it again, well, you saw the whole terrain disappeared. So there's no question about it working. All right, let's try that again. Turn the camera on, take a look around. Let's point it over there. And we can get rid of that breakpoint. We don't need it anymore. We didn't get anything there. There you go. The road's gone. Right, and then we lose the terrain as well. But we're good. I just need to figure out how to make it work and also increase the chances of the thing you're actually pointing at. So I want to cast maybe 3 sets of rays, one which is kind of clustered around the focal point, and then one a little bit further out, and then one further out, and doing really random. Yeah, that's fine. You're right. A ray cast in most directions will hit a terrain if there's nothing in between, but that's easily fixed as well. I can just put things that I'm okay removing onto a single layer. At the moment, everything is on default. So all I need to do is go in and drop the terrain onto something that isn't default, basically, and then filter on the layer mask. So that's easily fixed. Not a problem at all. Go into terrains, put that onto, in fact I can just put it straight on ignore raycast. I'll actually do something a bit more sensible than that, but I don't have a suitable layer at the moment. Oh, I do. Ground. Put it on the ground. And then I can put a layer mask in, not match on ground. It won't hit ground. I can do the same thing with the road. I can put the road onto the ground layer. It won't hit that, but it'll still hit trees and rocks and things like that. So we're good. This is it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a good way to stop. Yeah, I kind of like the mechanic too. I think that might work quite well once get the aiming down a little bit. Maybe draw some magic rays coming out of the camera or something, so the player's getting a bit of feedback about what's actually happening. Put the dissolve shader in, and then we can go out and we can start our characters fighting. Excellent. All right, I'm going to call it a day. I really am tired. That's been quite a slog, that last bit there. Aaron, thank you for digging us out of the quagmire that I got us into. That was really helpful. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you again sometime soon. Bye-bye.